Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we in our game? It's not logical, but you contemplate, are we am I?
Song always hits so unbelievably hard. Every single time you hear it, how can you not get pumped up for some hockey, for some live streaming, for possibly the first elimination of the 2026 Stanley Cup Playoffs? The Sens are indeed down 3-0 to the Carolina Hurricanes. I do not have a broom with me, but the broom might make an appearance in the third period. It'd be a little premature if I started off the stream with the broom. I couldn't do it to you Sens fans out there who still believe that you can get this done. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It's just very, 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 very unlikely. We have our first super chat of the afternoon. It is from the famous Natalie Drake, who says, "Can't wait to see Brady cry." Oh no, Natalie. Oh no. Those are fighting words. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Hurricanes, because Nick Ehlers is out. If you didn't know, if you didn't get the message pregame, Nick Ehlers, I'm delivering it to you. Nick Ehlers is out. So Rod Brind'Amour is going. Svechnikov, Aho, Jarvis. Hall, Stankoven, Blake, which is the best line in hockey right now. Carrier, Stahl, Martinuk, Delorier, Jankowski, and Robinson. On D, we got Slavin, Chatfield, Miller, Walker, Nikishin, Gostis, Norris Bear. That is what the Carolina Hurricanes are going with. And the Ottawa Senators, the team that just cannot stay healthy on the back end. All back half of the season, they've dealt with so many injuries to their defensemen, and the playoffs have been the exact same. Artem Zub hasn't played since the first game of this series. We had Jake Sanderson leave last game, and now this is what the Ottawa Senators have to go with. I'm actually going to pull up both lineups here. So I'm going to show you their lineup from game number 3, and then we're going to compare it to the lineup of game number 4 today. Game number 3, this is from Julian McKenzie. Shout out Julian McKenzie, SDPN's very own, covering this game in Ottawa. Kachuk, Stützle, Batherson, Greg, Cousins, Giroux, Fogle, Pinto, Amadio, Cousins, Eller, Zetterlund. That's what they had in the forward group for game 3. Sanderson, Montemppalo, Shabbat Spence, Dennis Gilbert, and Lassie Thompson. That was their lines that was morning skate of game 3. That's where I grabbed it from. And then today, Travis Green has been forced to go with this. So we'll take that one down. Those are the options they had last game. And now this is what the Sens have to run with. Fogle, Stützle, Batherson, Kachuk, Cousins, Greg, Amadio, Pinto, Giroux, Cousins, Eller, Zetterlund, Shabbat, Spence, Clevin, Montemppalo, Gilbert, and Carter Yakimchuk. Shabbat, Spence, Clevin, Montemppalo, Gilbert, Yakimchuk. That's what you got to go out with your season on the line. For a team that is, I don't know, their top 4 isn't bad. This isn't their top 4. This isn't a Senators top 4 that you want when you need a win. And I feel for you, Sens fans. Injuries are a part of the game. It's not an excuse. Your forwards haven't shown up. If anything, like, your defense has been fine. Your defense and goaltending have been stars of this series, but injuries have just depleted the back end. And eventually, when you're just playing Belleville at the bottom half of your D-core, things are going to catch up with you. So we'll see if the shakeup in the top 6, too. So that little shakeup there, Fogle, Stützle, Batherson, Kachuk, Cousins, Greg can get something going offensively. It hasn't been pretty offensively. Fingers crossed for you, Sens fans, but it is not looking good on paper. But that is not where we play hockey games. They are played on ice, and we are moments away from dropping the puck at the Canadian Tire Center ice as the anthems have concluded. And you could be a winner today, just as the Carolina Hurricanes or Ottawa Senators will walk away today as a winner. You could also walk away as a winner because we are giving away a brand new Carolina Hurricanes jersey, courtesy of Fanatics. You can win just like a premium jersey, just like this jersey's right behind me, full Carolina Hurricanes jersey. We're giving away one of those in the link in the description right now. It is the black jersey. It's the premium level of the Fanatics jerseys. It's the black Carolina Hurricanes jersey, which I believe is their alternate. It's technically, I believe, the third jersey is their black one. So we're giving away a third jersey of the Hurricanes today. You can win it. At the end of this stream, you could walk away with a Carolina Hurricanes jersey, which I think is pretty darn cool. The puck has been dropped. The puck has been dropped. Yes, unless you are American. You can't win it if you're American. You can't win it if you reside in Quebec. I'm sorry. Those are our contest rules. Take it up with the Canadian government. We'd have to go through a couple other hoops if we wanted to give it away in a couple other places that aren't the provinces we can give it away to. So that's unfortunately the reality, but enter right now. The contest closes at the end of the second intermission. I will announce the winner in the third period, somewhere at a TV timeout in the third period. We're going to have a face-off in the offensive zone for the Carolina Hurricanes. They're going to win this face-off. If you would like to sync up your clock at home with what's on my television screen right in front of me, this clock right here mirrors what I see in front of me. So either pause my stream or pause my or your TV or your stream, and you will sync up with what I'm watching if you're watching along all afternoon. Thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but chose to be sitting here, listening or watching right now, and I appreciate you for that. Don't forget to hit like on this stream. Now that business on this stream in English. Now that business has been taken care of. Oh, the blacks are the main jersey? Okay, so George, thank you. Thank you, George. Shout out George in the chat. The blacks for the Hurricanes are the main jersey, officially. George says about 2 years ago. Here's Taylor Hall, who knocked Sanderson out of this series with a concussion, even though I don't believe Sanderson would have been able to play with the hand injury he suffered as well. He got hit in the hand with a puck, but also got hit in the head by Taylor Hall. No supplemental discipline doled out by the Kangaroo Court of the NHL to Taylor Hall for that hit. They deemed it not worthy of more discipline. Sanderson is not in the lineup because of it, and every time he is touching the puck here, and now he comes in on a 2-on-1. He's not able to complete that pass there. Great chance early on for the Hurricanes, but they can't complete the 2-on-1 opportunity there. Hall loses it, and nothing doing, not even a shot on goal there on that 2-on-1. The Ottawa Charge and the Toronto Scepters are in a battle right now for the final playoff spot in the PWHL. There are 4 teams that make the playoffs. They are 4 and 5 in the standings, and winner take all. That is what it comes down to on the final day of the PWHL season for these two teams. Winner advances as long as the Scepters win in regulation. An overtime loss for the Charge would net them. Oh, there's almost a goal by the Sens right away. Pinto hits the post early on. Just can't beat iron. Beats the goaltender there. Sorry, that was Eller with the opportunity. Sens won a face-off. I was talking about the Charge watching this game, but action on the ice. Oh, Eller's able to flip it over Frederik Andersen. Just gets a little bit too much air on it. And Eller just, if he could have just gotten that straight over Freddie's glove right into the back of the net, it would have been a great start for the Sens here, who are looking to win their first game of the series. We have a face-off that's won by the Hurricanes. As I was saying about the PWHL game that's going on, Robert, if you want to update that in the chat, I don't mind that at all. Chat, I know some of you are watching along. If you are an Ottawa Charge fan, Ottawa Senators fan, you support both of your local professional hockey teams, and you'll probably have that on another screen. But chance for the Charge to make the playoffs here with a victory in regulation or in extra time over the Scepters. Scepters need a win in regulation to make the playoffs. Could be a disappointing season for professional hockey in Toronto. Could you imagine? We're like an hour and a half away from the Scepters and the Leafs missing the playoffs. Oh, baby. Toronto hockey. This is how we do it. Montempallo over the line. Nothing doing there. Hurricanes steal that puck. Clevin's got to chase this one back all the way to the other end, but Jackson Blake making it hard on him, making him work along the boards. Clevin's able to get that puck free and send it to his teammates to start the breakout. However, Freddie plays this all the way to Jackson Blake at the other end. Aho comes in the zone, shot on goal, save by Allmark. First one of the game for him. Good save as Carolina made that one happen quickly with Aho coming off the bench and shooting that puck right away. Gostis Norris Bear dangling at his own blue line, getting free, passing it off to Aho, who comes in over the other blue line, sends it in. It's going to work its way back up to the defenseman who send it back down low. Carolina's going to keep pressuring here. And finally, Ottawa looks like they're going to be able to clear the zone. No, they aren't. Gostis Bear steals this one. Now a little back and forth. Aho eventually shoots it. And another save by Linus Ullmark to keep this thing all square at 0-0. Good series by both goaltenders here. Jarvis and Aho doing a little back and forth. You take it, you take it, you take it. I'll shoot by the two gentlemen on the ice. No problem with the way Ullmark has played in this series. No problems with how Frederik Andersen has played in this series. This game's been won. The series has been won on the margins where Ottawa can't execute offensively when given a million opportunities by the Hurricanes to execute offensively. They're 5-on-3 last game. I don't know how many of you guys were watching that one. The 5-on-3 the Sens had. I was thinking about it afterwards. Considering the stakes, I don't know if I said this in the moment on stream too. Considering the stakes of that 5-on-3 being down 2-0 in a series, you have the 5-on-3 for over a minute and a half. It must have been the worst 5-on-3 in franchise history. Because what other situation like that where you look so awful on a 5-on-3 where you absolutely need a goal to save your season? Has there ever been a 5-on-3 like that in Ottawa Senators history? I think it might be the worst 5-on-3 in franchise history when you put it in context. Somebody check on that. Sens historians out there. Ottawa's going to try and make something happen here with a shot on goal. Nothing doing. Easy save by Freddie there. Freddie's already made 4 saves in this game. We're over the 5-minute mark passed in the first period. Carter Yakimchuk, who's entered this game because of all the injuries on D, touches the puck, and it leads to a chance for the Hurricanes, but Ullmark eventually saved that one. We now have Gostis Bear working the puck, passing it over to Nikishin, who sends it wide of the net. Cousins clears it and takes a little hit there by Stankoven, who has been the best player in these playoffs. That is my opinion. I would give Stankoven the Conn Smythe Trophy through 7 days of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. It's only been 7 days. We kicked off the streams of the Stanley Cup Playoffs 7 days ago here at 3 p.m. Eastern, and now we are back 1 week later, and the Sens have not led in this entire series. For 1 second, they have not led in any of the games, and we've had a week of hockey. Disaster. And now we are at a point where they could be the first team eliminated. Viper says they felt the pressure and couldn't get it done. Dakota says, Jesse, we don't need to talk about that power play. That power play, that's ingrained in my brain for the rest of my life. The fact that I got to sit here with all of you and watch that power play be so miserable. The team as a whole in that last 5 minutes had 1 shot on goal. That whole game, they really choked it. Also, credit to the Hurricanes. Julian McKenzie has been banging this drum. I brought him up when we were doing the lines earlier, but Julian McKenzie's been banging the drum. The Hurricanes are so much better than people give them credit for. This is what they do. They shut down teams. They don't allow teams to get anything going, and they're going to dominate on the shot chart. That's how they play hockey. They're an expertly coached defensive team, and the Sens don't know what to do. They don't have the horses to outthink the Hurricanes, outmuscle the Hurricanes, out-game plan the Hurricanes to break through whatever they are doing, especially on the PK, especially at 5-on-5. And when they are able to break through, which is a few times every period, they get a sporadic chance here and there, it's a puck off the post. It's a good save by Freddie. It's a puck that's taken off the line by Stankoven. Those little areas, they don't get it done. So that's been this entire series. It's not like you look at these games and Carolina's won them 6-0. Carolina won that game 5-2. Now it's been an overtime loss. It's been a 2-1 victory. It's really been them just holding the fort in Carolina. Okay, here we go. So, hand on the puck penalty called on Montempalo. Carolina is going to the power play. Ottawa has been great on the penalty kill. Carolina in this series has only gone 1 for 10. Ottawa is 0 for on every power play in this series. But we're talking about the Carolina Hurricanes power play. Ottawa's done a good job on the PK. Let's see if Carolina can go 2 for 11 or if they'll stick at 1 for 11 here. Aho playing the puck with Jarvis up the ice. They do enter the zone cleanly. Big hit there by the Sens. We're going to get a puck over to Nikishin, who passes it up to the top, sends it down low. Aho gets it by the faceoff dot. He gets it back again, now by the dot, looking for a man, taking his time, passes it back up top. He's going to get it back here, comes to the slot, passes it to his right. There's a shot on goal and a good save by Allmark on a shot that was going wide there. They are going to miss Nick Ehlers here on this power play. They are going to miss Nick Ehlers on this power play. Whether he'd be on the first unit or the second unit, Nick Ehlers is always a good puck carrier through the neutral zone. Shout out Diane! First, hold on, confetti. Hey, there we go. First confetti of the afternoon. Diane gifts 5 SDP VIP memberships. And if you received one of those from Diane, please say thank you. That's the least you can do. I appreciate those gifted memberships. Diane, who's been hanging out with us all playoffs on these streams, doing a great service to the community. Here's a shorthanded chance by the Sens. They can't connect on this play, but are we going to get a penalty or just an injury to Thomas Chabot? No! That is going to be a penalty. And Chabot, no! Sens! You can't afford another defenseman to go down. Wow. Shorthanded opportunity for the Sens here, and Hotsam Bacho down in a heap on the ice, making things happen. Looks like he might be okay. Really stayed down for a while, but he got up, shook off the trainer a little bit, didn't take the towel the trainer was trying to hand him, and he skates on his own to the bench, which is a good sign if you are a Sens fan. Lars Eller is the one who makes this play here, passes it over Chabot, and then Chabot shoots it. Oh, and then he gets hit right from behind, goes really hard into the board, shoulder first, bowls over Ridley Grigg. That was Walker on the hooking penalty is what they're calling it. Ugly. That was really hard. He's strained there on the bench, remains on the bench. Looks like he's going to stay in the game. Looks like it's all right. Just a really hard bruise he's going to have there. Yeah, Chabot's already playing through so much. They're down Zub. They're down Sanderson. You can't lose Chabot and expect to win 4 straight games. 4-on-4 we have here for 25 seconds as Carolina rags the puck here. just looking for anything, kind of an opening to get through the zone. They don't. They come in on offside at the blue line. That's Keandre Miller coming in offside. Ottawa has nothing to lose at this point, says Ian. Oh, they have their season to lose. Let's be honest. In the series, yeah, it's you're playing. You're just trying to just trying to make a miracle happen. Chabot is back on the ice there, so looks like it was just a hard bump, but not something that's going to keep him out of this game where the Sens need a win. Chabot's able to stomach this one, get out on the ice for a minute 15 as the Sens look to break their 0-for-12 streak on the power play in this series. They get over the line. Carolina gets the puck and sends it down the ice. Nothing doing as it has gone so far for the Sens. Once again, this time it's Stützle who tries to make something happen on the power play. Carolina gets it, and they dump it down the ice. Here's Carter Yakimchuk with the puck over center ice. Dumps it to Stützle, who's coming in all on his own. I criticize Stützle for doing this all the time, but it looks like Stützle is able to create an opportunity because he draws the call. We are back in business. This is the chance for redemption for the Ottawa Senators. It is going to be 33 seconds of redemption. Aho tripped Stützle as he tried to come in all alone because he keeps doing this. Stützle needs to learn how to pass the puck. But it leads to a 5-on-3. Can the Ottawa Senators redeem themselves from the worst 5-on-3 in franchise history? You need to start this game with a goal. You need your first lead of the series. You need me to not keep referencing the worst 5-on-3 in franchise history by shutting me up, shutting the Hurricanes down, and putting a goal on the board here, Sens. Carolina clears it as they've done all penalty kill this whole series. Here come the Sens, though, as they retrieve it and they come back up the ice. It's a pass to the blue line. Yakimchuk passes it over to his D partner. We're going to have a little move by Giroux to the slot. Carter passes it to Stützle, who can't handle it. It gets tipped, and Jalen Chatfield is going to clear this puck. Coming out of the box, we have Walker shorthanded. Allmark's able to hit that one wide. Yakimchuk now gets that rebound. Brings it over the blue line. Sends here, can you set up? Brady Tkachuk over to Pinto. Pinto gets it back. He's sitting there looking for something. Yakimchuk gets it. Pinto gets it. Pinto falls, loses it, and Miller's going over the red line, taking the puck the other way for the Hurricanes. Now Keandre Miller down in the offensive zone for the Hurricanes, killing time, making things happen, and now goes off for a change with only 40 seconds left on this power play for the Sens. They are officially 0-for-13, and they have 30 seconds here to not go 0-for-14. Pinto's going to go into the corner and try and fish this puck out for his power play brethren here. It doesn't look like he can do it as more time goes off. Ridley Grigg trying to get it to someone. 17 seconds left. That's Giroux. Giroux can't do anything with it. Carolina's going to clear this puck. 8 seconds left. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Ottawa Senators had 0 shots on goal on that 5-on-3 and then that power play. Not a single shot on goal. I was trying to will it into existence. You know I'm just here rooting for good hockey. I wanted the Sens to just show up for once and show us what they can do with an opportunity handed to them by the Hurricanes. And we got just more of the same. I'm honestly shocked. I'm so shocked. 0 for 14 with a couple 5-on-3s just sprinkled in there and just nothing doing. Yakimchuk was out there for a long time. I don't know if that's just you miss a line change and Travis Green trusts you so much, but he was out there for over 2 minutes on both of those power plays. I think that's a little bit too much time. Let's get some fresh legs in there. Maybe rotate the crew a little bit more. We got Norman in the chat saying, Sens acting like the Leafs. Well, the Leafs didn't make the playoffs, so they're acting a little better than the Leafs. At least they're in the dance. We got George saying, even the Zebras can't help the Sens. That's who we're here to watch today. If you're not aware, we are here for the fake puck drops. We're here to stand over the guys. Say, now you get out. You get out. You get out. That's what we're here to watch. I brought my puck and everything to support the refs. That's my rally towel for all the Zebras on the ice. This is how I'm watching the game the whole time. Face-off draw is won by the Sens. That's at least one thing they've been doing well. I'll give them that. They've been really great on the draw this entire series. They've won the majority of them. Here's Stankoven with a shot. Blake gets the bouncing puck, trying to connect with Hall. Can't do it. This line has been the line that has given Ottawa fits. This is what you'll see in your nightmares if you're a Sens fan. Blake, Stankoven, and Hall dominating this series for the Carolina Hurricanes. And there, once again, Stankoven there just in the slot all day. Thankfully, a Sen gets his leg on that shot. But it did bounce right to Jackson Blake, who could not make a play on it. Jackson, don't call me my daddy, Jason Blake. Couldn't feed that one in front for a goal. Face-off here. One again by the... Oh, no, they're going to call it back. Ref show. Ref dropped the puck. Says he didn't do it correctly because it's all about him. He does it again. Here we go. Eller in the face-off against Aho. Sens win that face-off again because they are good at face-off. Spence here sends it down the ice. Frederick Anderson's going to have to play this one as they're rushing towards him. He plays it out of the zone. Carolina's going to get this puck. There's Keandre Miller reaching the red line and sending it deep. Aho's going to retrieve it off the dump. Pass it over to Svechnikov, who comes in on goal. Good save by Allmark, making it tough on him there. If you were not here to start the show, Nick Ehlers has a lower body injury. Could not start today. He is not in the lineup. Jake Sanderson, you probably are aware, concussion. Travis Green is upset about that one. The owner of the Ottawa Senators, Michael Anlauer, is upset about that one. Gave a statement to the press about that hit by Taylor Hall to Sanderson's head. But Sanderson also suffered a hand injury. I assume there's something broken, something bruised in his hand that is also keeping him out, as he had got hit with a puck in the hand last game. Jarvis with a nice charge to the net. They're showing the replay again. Jarvis, nice charge to the net. Good save there. Allmark making it look very easy with that one. As he catches it in his glove, we're going to face off to the right of Allmark here. And face-off's won by the Sens again. But Carolina's going to win the board battle and have this puck in the zone as Chatfield tries to hold it in. He does successfully. Ascent is taken down. No call there. Looks like he tripped on his own. Carrier comes away with the puck here. Sends it back up to Chatfield, who sends a long one on net. Rebound in front. Stahl cannot bang that one home. Spence is gonna try and clear it. Can't do it. We're getting into zone time clock territory for the Carolina Hurricanes, where they got to show how much zone time they have. We're hitting 40 seconds of ozone time for the Hurricanes as they get another shot there, but nothing doing. It goes wide. And finally, the Ottawa Senators clear the puck here, and they can all go for a change. Jankowski's back behind his own net, waiting for his team to complete the change and for the Hurricanes to start the breakout. Gostisbehere takes over for him behind his net. Finally, Ottawa tries to pressure the puck. Chatfield gets it. He's going to send it all the way to the length of the ice. Allmark is going to collect it and cover it for a face-off. Oh, Frazier says he's a subwoofer guy, so maybe I hear a little things more than someone on their phone. Yeah, you're gonna hear a little bit more of the minutia of the audio if you got your subwoofer going. I don't know if we're completely balanced in Dolby sound quality for you. I don't know if this is like the IMAX theater for you there. Maybe we can do some adjustments at intermission to get the Dolby surround sound going. Here's Stankoven taken down by Batherson. No call there. I think Stankoven tripped. Oh, no, they are calling it. They are calling that on Batherson. So we have a delayed penalty on Ottawa. Stankoven here. And there's a touch by Stützle. We are going to have a hooking call on, let me see if we put the hooking thing on the board. Apply penalty. Nope, that says Ottawa power play. We need Carolina Hurricanes power play. Hurricanes, hooking. I like this little thing. I like this thing. Hey, Carolina power play. Hook on Ottawa. 2 minutes. There you go. Pretzel Hunt says Jesse should have his own setting that doesn't match Adam and Steve since his broadcast voice is so different than his pod voice. Yeah, I gotta project here when I'm streaming. What if I just talk like this the whole time? I just develop a whole bunch of new voices. I just start doing this. And I start doing a whole bunch of different voices. And this is how I talk now. How about that? All right, we're going to have a Carolina Hurricanes power play here. They've only scored once on the power play this entire series. Both teams have struggled on the power play. It's kind of been a theme of the playoffs. Edmonton has struggled on the power play. They were the number one power play unit in the regular season, or one of the top power play units in the regular season, and they cannot get through the Anaheim Ducks PK. Give me a moment for a sip of coffee. Frenchford potatoes. My impression of Steve is the worst impression that anybody has ever done of anybody, and that's why I like it. That's why I like my impression of Steve. Who you got for the we got George saying Stank for the first goal on the PP again. Another Carolina Hurricanes power play. Batherson hooking. Like I said earlier, Nick Ehlers, big part of Carolina's offense. But we'll see if they can get a power play goal without him. Fake drop by the ref. He kicks out Stahl. Stahl's not happy about it. Where's my puck? Here we go. Fake dropping all day. That is what we are here to watch. The fake drops. Carolina's going to win this draw. Aho is going to hold this puck, look for a pass. He sends it down below to Jarvis, who sends it back up top. Gostisbehere is going to dance with it a little. Jarvis gets it back, sends it to Aho, who's near the goal line to the right of Allmark. Aho drifts back up top. Gostisbehere with a shot. As he retrieves that pass, he shoots it wide, but he's able to collect the rebound himself. Gostisbehere, by the Canadian Tire advertisement, shoots that one. Grigg deflects it off of his stick, over the glass, into the netting. We have another face-off draw. Silent Rob says, I forgot this was on now. Well, afternoon hockey. I love afternoon hockey games. I wish the Leafs could play afternoon hockey games on Saturdays, but they're always on Hockey Night in Canada, so they never get like a 3 o'clock start on a Saturday. They'll do the Sunday ones. Those are usually like next-gen games or around like Christmas time and that sort of stuff. Or if they're like out of town, they'll play in like Minnesota 1 o'clock on a Sunday or whatever. But they never play Saturdays. Here's a shot by Gostisbehere that's blocked by the Sens. Pinto laying his body on the line. Lay it on the line there, as the song from last year goes. Here's Jarvis by the dot, spinning, circling back, looking for an opening. Keeps it. Puck on a string here. Eventually passes it back up to Gostisbehere. Sends it around. We're going all around the zone here with the Hurricanes, who eventually find a shot for Stahl in the slot, but that's saved by Allmark. Beautiful stuff there. Gostisbehere doing his best Quinn Hughes impression. Backwards crossovers at the blue line. Gonna pass it over to Jarvis, who does his thing with the puck. Gostisbehere, shot, bounce, rebound, gets it back, shoots again, save, gets the rebound again. Carolina, all kinds of pressure here. Aho gets it, shot, save, Allmark. Was that deflected, or he saved that with his paddle? I think it was deflected before it reached Allmark's paddle, but the net was wide open. Beautiful block there by the Sens in front. Good stuff. Good PK by the Sens. Here's another shot by the Hurricanes as the power play expires, and there's nothing doing for them on that hooking call. They're going to clear this puck back up to center ice. Stankoven's going to get it, charge in on that line that's been so dangerous, the Stankoven-Blake Hall line. Walker is going to be back in his own zone, looking for a pass. Keandre Miller by his own net, looking for the breakout. Carrier is going to get hit there by Spence and lose the puck. Slavin's going to keep this puck in here. Carrier going to make a little check on Spence, but Ottawa's going to come away with the puck and clear it there. Oh, I need to clear that penalty. How do I clear the penalty? Slavin behind his own net. We're going to get stop, high stick. Puck played with a high stick. Oh, there's the penalty cleared. It's gone. I have stoppage here. Jays losing 1-0. I wonder if I still got the Jays score. I always have a default button on here that shows the Jays score. Hey, there we go. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Let's not cover the other score. Score is going to... Oh, hey. There you go. Anybody's curious about the Jays score. There it is. Guardians up 1-0 over the Toronto Blue Jays. Block shots. They just showed a graphic. 16-1? That... Are my eyes deceiving me? 16-1? That's ridiculous. Does anybody have the score in the Charge Scepters game? Is it still 1-0 for the Charge? We got a comment in the chat from Loose Leaf that says, bro is live streaming 2 games. Ha! You just wait till I'm live streaming 3 of them. Once the Charge and Scepters get down to the nitty gritty here, maybe we flip that on and we start streaming 3 games. We get the Blue Jays, we get the Sens and Hurricanes, then we get a little Scepters Charge. As that's a big battle for the final spot in the Walter Cup Playoffs. Is that what they call it? I'm pretty sure that's what they call it. You know, they call it Stanley Cup Playoffs, Walter Cup Playoffs. Talladega? Is Talladega today? NASCAR race? Minute 10 here left on the clock. Amadio falls down at center ice. Thankfully, nothing bad comes there, but he just lost an edge. Amadio falls down. Aho is going to have the puck for the Hurricanes, but nothing doing there as he tries to make a play. And Ottawa takes it the other way with Jordan Spence coming in over the blue line. Into the corner. Carolina's the one who's going to retrieve it, and Aho is going to be the one to make a move. Passes over to Svechnikov, who shoots it on Allmark, who makes a nice glove save there. Runner on first base. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Blue Jays trailing the Guardians. 1-0. None out. They're showing the really nice play Kachuk made, doing a back heel kick of the puck that Montemapalo is able to retrieve, but Montemapalo then shot the puck wide, and nothing came of it. 35 seconds. Face-off to the right of Allmark is won by the Canes. Chatfield throws a puck into the slot. Sens are going to charge the other way with Tim Stützle. I'm going to do it on my own. Timmy passes it to Batherson, who shoots it. Hits off the side of Freddie. Tried to find a hole on the short side. Couldn't quite do it, but Batherson doing the right stuff. Here's Spence doing the right stuff. Shot on goal. Couple seconds left there. Good shot there by the Sens to close out that period. Good rush by the Sens to close that out. You win a battle, throw a puck on net. I think I said Spence. It was Fogle who shot that puck. Fogle coming in. Oh, it was a good block by Slavin. Wasn't even a save by Freddie Anderson. It was just Slavin who got in the way, because Jacob Slavin's always in the right spot defensively. That's facts. All right, 1 period done. Sens still in this game. Sens still keeping their season alive. If Sportsnet Plus doesn't completely shut down on me, I'm going to try and throw on the Blue Jays game. And let's see where that's at, because we do have the Blue Jays score on the screen, so we might as well check in with a little Blue Jays action here. Ernie Clements at the plate. 2-2 is the count. Runner on second base. Oh, swing and a miss. Ernie strikes out swinging on a changeup. Ernie. Runner in scoring position for the Earn Dog. He chases a bad one. Cantillo, second strikeout of the afternoon. Vladdy's now at the plate, though. That's who you want up in this opportunity. Vladdy hits one high, hits one deep, but not quite deep enough. As the Guardians are going to go back to the warning track and catch this one. First pitch swinging by Vladdy, and that is the third out of the inning. Jays leave a runner stranded on second base. They remain down 1-0. Verbeek says, now I know things are bad when I come to a hockey stream and we're immediately talking baseball. I'll get back on to the hockey stuff. Let me see. Let's do the third game. We're going now to the Charge and Scepters game. We're gonna throw that one on the screen now. I'm just having fun channel surfing with all of you. I'm sorry for having a good time. I will never not try and have a good time. Let me see if I can find this game. I assume it's on TSN? They usually have the P-Dub games. Let me check TSN Plus. Games. No, I don't see it. Is it on Sportsnet? Would Sportsnet have it? I don't think. Would Sportsnet have another game going on right now? Let me see. So they have enough channels to do it. And then I'll check YouTube because they usually have the PW YouTube stream too. Pluto TV. Oh, CBC. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. This is why I have you. This is why we're hanging out together. This is why it's not just me talking to myself in this room. It's my friends, all of you, and we're chatting together. I don't know if I have CBC Gem readily available. We might have to go to the alternate screen. I got 3 monitors in here, so we might have to do 1 monitor with P-Dub and then 1 monitor with Ottawa and Carolina. Okay, so I'm going to throw Ottawa, Carolina back up on the main one, and then we're going to go mini screen P-Dub, and then maybe we go like phone, iPad, Blue Jays. We'll figure it out. I am going to play a clip here. This clip is an exclusive. It is a clip from SDP VIP. So let me take this off for you. I'm going to read this super chat from Timothy that says, Jesse, do you prefer the Sens 3D logo? I like this logo. This is my favorite Sens logo. The one they currently have, this one on the thing. The Dion Phaneuf Sens logo, stupid. That's a ridiculous logo. Just the Dion Phaneuf's face on your jersey always look like garbage. This Sens logo, classic, pure, chef's kiss. I love that. Good memories with this logo. That's where I'm voting on Sens logos all time. The clip I'm about to play you, an exclusive clip. It's from SDP VIP. You can only watch SDP VIP if you're an SDP VIP member. You can join SDP VIP on Spotify. It's a separate feed on Spotify. Just search it there. You can join on Apple. That's on our regular Steve Dangle podcast feed. You can just subscribe there. Or as a member on our YouTube channel, where you are right now, you can join SDP VIP. You get these bonus episodes every single week where we talk about other things that aren't hockey, other sports, pop culture, and that sort of stuff. So in this clip that I'm about to play you, we talk about an incident in a video game tournament where one of the contestants, after he loses, decides to slap the other guy in the face. Yes, that is a thing that happens, and we are going to break it all down for you. I will be back after this for the second period. Don't forget to enter our contest for a Carolina Hurricanes jersey, a Fanatics premium jersey, the black one of the Hurricanes, their home jersey. You could win that at the end of this stream when I announce the winner. Contest closes at the end of the second intermission. Here we go. Here's the clip, exclusive from SDP VIP.
Let's talk about this. I love this story, Jesse. This is a good find. You're aware of Counter-Strike.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse, I knew Jesse was like, yeah. All right, so Jesse, pull up that.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to bring up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
I'm sorry for consuming the internet. I saw something.
A Counter-Strike player known as Mao Sheen, M-A-U Sheen, has been handed a 10-year ban. For doing what, Steve Dangle?
He punched an opponent in the face.
At a tournament in front of an entire crowd of people.
Suckered him.
So let's play the clip because it's bizarre. Here they come. Also, Counter-Strike tournaments are crazy.
You're going to have to do play-by-play.
Whole different world. So they're all walking out on the stage.
Bunch of dudes walking on stage, some in sweatpants, some in shorts. It's different levels of athleticism here at Counter-Strike, so I think he's the dude in glasses on the... Why?
Hey.
Yep, I was right.
All right, now where's the punch?
So you'll see it right happen here, okay? Watch this part of your screen.
Is it the guy with the black and red hoodie?
Yeah,
Walking
watch
up.
him come up right there.
Oh, that's a good shot. I got to tell you, he takes it pretty well.
Wow.
He's smiling as he walks across the stage. He knows what he's about to do.
Yeah, so let's watch him for sure and see how intentional this is. Where he's that's him. See that little smirk? He's looking for a fight, and he gets it.
He's got the Kubrick smile.
Now, he's been banned for 10 years.
As he should be. And like 10 years of not playing at this level, he's probably gonna never play again.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or is it just this tournament? Wabow!
The incident occurred shortly after Mao Xin's team lost in the final to Spider-Gum's team, with tensions carrying into the post-match ceremony. Footage shows Mao Xin approaching during the lineup and delivering a slap that knocked off Spider-Gum's glasses. The public nature of the altercation led to a swift disciplinary measure. So this is just somebody who's still heated after a match.
It makes him look like a dork.
Yep.
Because the dude he punched, I mean, loses his glasses and it looks like a healthy shot. But he's just, look at him. He's smiling and
Unfazed.
standing there going, what's your problem?
And the organization also claims that Mao Xin made threats to Spider-Gum prior to the match, then followed up with the assault afterwards.
So Spider Gum, why does every gamer pick the dumbest name in the world, said Steve Dangle unironically. So which one got punched?
Spider Gum.
Spider-Gum.
Spider Gum.
This one.
And he was punched by Mao
Now
Xin.
Sheen's the other one. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Spider
This guy's jersey is a little too tight.
His jersey's too tight. No, he wants to show off his fucking unbelievable 2-a-day calf workout. Look at those look at that shit.
Yeah, those
Holy cow.
he's
that-
never skipped lower leg day.
Oh,
Buddy
my goodness. Hold
lifts.
on. This guy, he knows what he's doing with this tight ass shirt and these tiny ass shorts.
Buddy, I would too. Hell yeah. I'd never wear pants again.
He
calves
I
like
want to
that.
see him. I want to see his walk up here if we catch more of this guy's workout day.
It's the one that shakes the camera. Can you
look at
look at friggin' Calfzilla over here? There is no need to be that jacked for Counter-Strike.
Yeah, why do you got a body like this for this?
Because you want it, Jesse.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you need it in your life.
Look at this.
He came to the gun show.
He's the true Mao Xin. Let's be honest.
Like, yeah, this dude is a Counter-Strike player / Muay Thai expert. Just shattering calves and knees.
I think he's got the cottage
Quads.
cheese ears too.
The cottage cheese,
There's no-
cauliflower ear.
I always thought it looked like cottage cheese.
No, that's if you try to fix it.
Yeah, fair.
That's wow.
You know what?
He wallops him.
I saw this and I was like, I'm surprised there aren't more moments like this out of these video game tournaments.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Because I feel like video game tournaments would breed this level of sore loser.
Oh, there's screaming matches.
Yeah.
I've seen a few really intense screaming matches.
Because
I've never seen
it's the
actual
intensity of sport. Like it's right there. Plus you get kind of the video game attitude about it. And we all know how video game lobbies work where nobody's ever mean to each other.
No, never.
Everyone's
Very gentlemanly.
so nice in those lobbies in your headset, especially on Xbox 360 back in the day playing Halo.
Man.
Everybody was really kind, and I'm surprised you don't have more things verging on that in these moments. Maybe I just don't pay attention at all, but this is a crazy slap.
It's a wound, like the thing is too, he gets all of the air beforehand. Like we talk about golf, the most important thing is your backhand, right? Like when you're and then your follow through, he does wind, right? Like he pulls back and then whack and follows right through.
And he eats it.
Like a trooper.
Eats like a
eats
man.
it.
Like a man.
Oh yeah.
Like a total man.
This afterwards where he's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like it's like
Damn.
he's smiling.
I feel bad for the host because I don't think he saw it and he's going, what just happened? Look at Buddy in the white shirt going, what the
And Mr. Betway Gun Show just posing.
No, he's focusing on flexing every muscle as hard as he can. I am on stage. I've been doing push-ups for 300 consecutive days.
Only eating sweet potatoes, damn it.
Yes, I've been doing tippy-toed farmer's walks for 2 years in preparation for this moment. Why is everyone looking over there?
I swear he's flexing his thighs.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I got thighs that are that thick. I do. Sometimes
Yeah, but you don't have the muscles protruding.
No, I don't, because I'm not walking around with my legs locked in position to be able to flex like that.
I got
He's
big
probably
calves,
walking around like
but-
Gumby, just side by side ambling.
Just flex.
Locked his knees and
No, it's there's
that.
this dude. There's this dude who went viral because he has calves bigger than everyone at this table's thighs. And it was just the caption said toddler build.
Oh my
that's
goodness.
funny.
This guy's going for the toddler build.
Yeah.
You know
he's
You know
jacked.
what the biggest calves I've ever seen in my entire life? Ken Reed.
Ken Reed.
Ken Reed
believe that.
has calves the size of Steve's head.
Really?
They are so big.
He's got a sneaky build. Like Ken's in good shape.
I'm gonna text Ken and ask him to send us a picture of his calves.
That's perfect
know,
because
he'll do
it's dad in a field where he doesn't need them.
Yep.
That's about all the criteria.
But see, the thing with Kenny is Ken's tall. People don't know this, but Ken's like what, 6'2", 6'3"? He's almost near Jesse.
He's also just a heart and soul beer league player.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He
Broke his nose early at the Easter Seals tournament one year and was above the moon about it. Which, please take as many pictures as possible. Please. He posed with every player. The players wanted to pose with him. Like the former NHL. Look at this. Look at this. And I remember he had to be on air that night. And the whoever was doing makeup for Sportsnet was like in full-blown panic.
Of course.
Oh, wow.
They had to cover up
A
his
lot of
broken-
work. Probably some black eyes in there too.
Yeah, eventually.
When you break your nose, you get the black eye.
Oh, I
thing.
remember.
Now, yes, of course, you know. I forgot you had done that.
We are. Why is that playing? It is not tense music time. It is second period time, as we're getting ready for them to come back with the Hurricanes and Senators. In the meantime, 18:57 left in the Charged Scepters third period. Right now, the Toronto Scepters, if you're not aware, Toronto team for the PWHL are very close to missing the playoffs. Oh, there's a goal by the Charge. No. Ottawa Charge go up 2-0 on the Scepters less than 2 minutes in to the third period here of the last game of the year. That's a goal by that's rough. Sarah scores that goal for Ottawa, assisted by Miss Brianne Jenner. All right, so Toronto is going to miss the playoffs with both of their hockey teams. Barring a really good comeback here in the third period with a couple quick goals, we're going to get the Scepters and the Leafs out of the playoffs this year. Thank goodness we got the Raptors, who are trailing their series with the Cavaliers 2-1. But they were able to pick up a win there in game number 3. Okamoto hit a home run, tie things up for the Blue Jays. 425 feet. Robert Malloy sent this through. Robert Malloy, who is modding the chat today. Be nice to Robert. Robert's doing a great job. Okamoto seems to actually be learning how to hit American pitching. It looks like he's actually understanding how to hit MLB pitchers slowly. And it was always going to be an adjustment, but it finally feels like that adjustment is working. You know, he's catching up to the speed and the break of MLB pitching, which is great. Great home run by Okamoto. Blue Jays really going through it. Scepter's going through it. Leafs going through it. Senators going through it. I had a super chat here before we went to break from Spartan Bulldog that says, "Hey, Jesse, I have a question for you." Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Let me see if these air horns work. They do. Air horns do work. Does Austin Matthews holding a Crab People doll work? They're just playing with the buttons now. Ah, there he is. There's Austin ankle injury, Austin. Holding that Crab People. The question from Spartan Bulldog says, "Hey, Jesse, I have a question for you. Do you think Logan Stankoven will get the opening goal tonight too?" My money for opening goal, I'm going to go with Aho. My bet for opening goal is Aho if we're going Hurricanes. And on the Senators, let's go with, I've been so critical of how much he wants to go 1-on-40 against the entire defense that maybe it'll come back to bite me. So I'm going to go Tim Stützle with the Senators. And that's my picks. Those are my picks. Those are my picks for who scores the first goal. Face-off and icing to open the second period. We are underway here in the second period, 1954 icing call. So if you want to sync up your television screen with my screen, 1954 is what my screen says. And then my clock is going to start when my clock on my TV starts. So you can either pause this stream and sync it up if I'm ahead of your TV, or if your TV is ahead, pause your TV and then sync it up with my TV. If you want to follow along with the action 1-to-1 with how I am watching it right now, just sync your clock up with my clock. There we go. Puck is dropped, and we have action on the ice. Aho and Stützle are my bets for first goal of the game. Let me know in the chat who you got. Another stoppage to play. We're not really getting going here in the second as we have so many stoppages. Yak, first goal. Bill Carrier. Can't have Stankoven score first again. Svechnikov. Svech or Cousins. We got Evan. Evan says, "I got Svech or Pinto." Ooh, Pinto is a good pick. No. Picked no. That's a good one. That's a good choice. Choice though. Chatfield is going to play this puck in his own zone. And it's not going to be icing on this puck that's sent deep by the Hurricanes as it was touched. And the Hurricanes are able to put a little pressure on the Senators, but the Sens are able to break out here with Pinto, the aforementioned, passing it over to Shabbat, who went down in a heap earlier, who sent that puck on net and shot it wide. Good to see Shabbat out there healthy, dancing, doing his thing, because the Senators cannot afford another injury to somebody on their defense. They can't afford another injury at all to anybody, but especially another defenseman. Down low, Stützle has this puck, fires it out front. Shot on goal is wide. Stankoven's going to go all the way to the other end of the ice, put a little pressure on Allmark, who's playing this puck. Allmark sends it along the glass out to center. Fogle is able to get the puck at center ice, send it in. Freddie's going to play this one. Batherson is going to collect it. That looked like a bit of a hold on Batherson. No call there. Wraps his arms around Jackson Blake. Cleven's going to have to make a little move here with this puck. He does. Warren Fogle now looking to pass this puck to Stützle. Stützle gives a little cross-check to the back of Gostisbehere. Legal cross-check, I guess the linesman or the referee thinks. Shot from Nikishin from point. On goal, save by Allmark. That's 8 shots in this game for the Hurricanes. 8 shots for the Ottawa Senators, all tied in the shot on goal chart. We may get Flyers versus Canes, as Max points out in the chat. We are a little bit away from that. Both teams still have to win one more game in their series, but it does look like we will have Flyers versus Canes, which is the Flames matchup. Flames 7-game series. It's going to be a real tough one because both teams play really good defensively. Max says defensively they are the same. Something we'll have to give. That game that the Flyers clinched on was very entertaining. We're going to see two hockey teams just playing Harden. Just two Pokemons with Harden going at each other. Here's a break. Shabbat all in alone. Oh, my goodness. He shot the puck wide. Shabbat gets in behind the defense. Can't hit the net. Great opportunity there for the Sens. If that isn't the story of this series. Great opportunities squandered. Great opportunities not executed on. Puck into the bench here, 16-14. Timeout on the ice. I want to see the Shabbat replay. Oh, yeah. So just great play there. Him recognizing I can jump into this play here, get in behind Jacob Slavin, receives that pass at center ice with speed. Beautiful play by Shabbat. Just no hands. You got to imagine his injuries are affecting his dangles there. Ottawa is going to set up in the offensive zone with Pinto working it along the blue line, sending something along the boards for hopefully one of his teammates to retrieve it and make a play. Still remains in the zone there. Amadio's got it. Clevin, mini slapper pass. Pinto tipped wide. There was a man out front. Pinto couldn't feed that puck to Amadio. Good little pressure here by the Sens now. Giroux dancing, comes out in front, shoots it. Nobody on the back door to bang it home. But he still got another shot. Giroux wide open the slot. Pinto! Oh, my goodness, it's blocked. And it goes wide. And now bodies have hit the floor. Everybody is grabbing a man. Nikisha, oh, no. Oh, Nikishin is knocked out cold. Oh, you don't want to see that. That makes me uncomfortable. Nikishin has a concussion. Blacks out. Knocked. Oh, he can't even stand up. This is tough to watch. Please help him. Uh-oh. Nikishin does not know where he is. Clevin with a huge hit on him. His body is limp right now. His two teammates there, Jarvis and Gostisbehere, have him by the arms and are wheeling him over to the dressing room and to the back. And now the trainers are all trying to walk him to the back room. They're finally showing this hit. Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. Clevin gets all of them. And his head bounces off of the ice. I don't know what they're going to call here, but I just hate seeing guys injured. I don't think they're calling a penalty. I think they're ruling it that Nikishin's head just went down. Clevin got beat. Oh, my God. That's how you respond. I hope the Leafs are watching this right now. I hope the Toronto Maple Leafs watch that and they recognize what you are supposed to do when one of your players goes down from a big hit. That was a huge hit, and Svechnikov hops in there and just starts wailing on Clevin because it's hockey and you can do that. Whether it's dirty, whether it's clean, you grab him and you go to town just to protect your guy and get some redemption there. It doesn't look like a dirty hit, is what the chat says. Blink says it doesn't look like it's a dirty hit. That's Bad TV says, I think it was clean. Addy says looks clean. Historical Mythology says really unfortunate to see. Chris says clean AF. Ottawa number 10, 2 minutes roughing. We're going to get Svechnikov with 4 minutes for roughing for the wailing on Clevin. After all that, Ottawa's going to end up on the power play. I'm just watching the replay here. Unfortunately, the 4 minutes to Svesh is the right call. You can't just beat up a guy. It's the right thing by Svechnikov to do because that's your guy. Nikishin just went down in a heap. Clevin got him all, and he knocked him out cold. And Spence gets the 2 other minutes for roughing that was happening behind that action. But I don't think you can call anything there, right? Travis Green and Delorier were yelling at each other. Travis Green isn't somebody to mess with. Travis Green's a tough customer. Dirty. It's just like it's a matter of you think that Nikishin is coming down to his level of where the shoulder is dropped. I got to see the hit a little better there. I would have liked to see this whole thing be a wash. I would have really liked to see the refs call it a wash where you call the 4 on Svechnikov, you call the 4 on Spence, and we just play 4-on-4 hockey or 5-on-5. It feels weird, and I don't think it's correct that Ottawa comes out with a power play. I think after all the chaos on the ice, usually the best thing for game management purposes is to call it a wash and not give one of the teams an advantage. So I think that's where I would have liked the refs to land on, but they go with 2 to Carolina. As a person also in stripes, that's the call I would have made if I was the stripes on the ice. Carolina's going to kill off this penalty kill, this power play. Like, you think I'm worried about this leading to a goal for Ottawa? You think I haven't watched Ottawa Senators hockey? This thing has 1 minute and 8 seconds left. They have 5-on-4 for 1 minute and 8. I'm going to take a bet and say that they don't score. It's the Ottawa Senators power play. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? Aho gets thrown out of the dot here because he's a little too antsy here. Someone's going to get punished here later in this game for that hit. Something is going to happen. Something bad might happen. I have a feeling that Carolina might be a little on edge, especially with how all of this unfolded with the refs giving them the 2, Nikishin being knocked out cold, and I worry about it. There's a shot wide on the power play by the Sens, rolls all the way to the other end of the ice. 35 seconds here. Claude Giroux is going to come over the red line. He's going to enter the zone cleanly. He's going to make a nice play there. Shot on goal. Goes up and over into the glass. And chaos. I told you. I told you this game is going to be chippy for the rest of this thing. They're taking bodies. The ref's pointing at different guys to take off. Kachuk is going at... Who does he have there? Jankowski? Kachuk's got Jankowski. He's trying to shove him to the ground. Jankowski is now yelling at the linesman. Ridley Grigg was all over Freddie. Oh! Jankowski's yelling at Drew. Did you see that guy? I'm not going to swear here, but Jankowski is pissed. Yo, Ridley Grigg shoves Freddie on that replay. That's what the Carolina Hurricanes saw. Ridley Grigg gets knocked over by Robinson, gives a hand to the chest of Freddie, takes liberties with the Robinson shove in the back and the opportunity to shove Freddie to the ground. I don't like that one. I don't like that at all. Grigg was pushed, but Grigg was pushed. Huh. Grigg was pushed and then kept going. I'm going to tell you that right now. Grigg was pushed and then kept going. I get why the 2 minutes for interference is called there. Like, let's not pretend that Grigg didn't know what he was doing with that hand. An Ottawa Senators fan gave the middle finger to the Sportsnet camera. Somebody clip this. Hold on, let me see if I can do it in real time. We're going to put this on the stream here. Let me see if I can get this. I'll put this on the stream. This middle finger. Let me see if I can get it. Ah, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to put this on the screen. We're doing real-time clipping. Oh, man, if I can do this before we get back into action, I might do this more often. Just highlights from this. Can I collect this airdrop? All right. It's loading in. So we're going to have 23 seconds of 4-on-4 there for the action on the ice. There we go. This is what was on the screen moments ago. On the Sportsnet broadcast. This fan is not happy with what's going on. Spots the camera looking at him. Knows what he's doing. We're going to leave that up on the screen for a little bit. Pulling a William Nylander. We are having fun this afternoon at the Canadian Tire Center. 4-on-4 action. 0-0 is the score. Face-off dot to the left of Linus Ullmark is where we will get this action started once again. We have a super chat that says, Austin, this has been the Jesse Blake highlight moment. This is the highlight of the game for sure for me. This Sens fan having a good time at the game, having a good time pulling a William Nylander with the cameras. All right, I'll take that off screen. I'll take it off screen for all the children at home. Thank you for the super chat. Remember when I said I wasn't worried about the Ottawa Senators scoring on that power play? They didn't score. And in fact, they took a penalty on it because Ridley Grigg couldn't help himself but shoved down Freddie Anderson. And now the Carolina Hurricanes are on their power play with 1:05 left in that action. I missed a super chat here from Killa Cam. Shout out Killa Cam. Killa Cam super chat says, as a Canes fan, you can tell they are fighting hard. Yep. Oh, here's a break for the Sens. In all alone. Stützle can't beat Freddie Anderson as he has the pad save shorthanded. My goodness. What a chance there for Stützle. All by himself. Freddie, though, as he has been all series long. Beautiful stuff. Gostisbehere in the slot by himself, hands it off, shot on goal, saved by Allmark. Both goalies remain perfect. Jackson Blake, little dangle there. Over to Jankowski, over to Gostisbehere, fanned on the shot. Allmark is run over. He's on his face. He gets up, regains his net. Carolina doesn't shoot on the empty cage. Aho to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere shot blocked. Jackson Blake fishes out of the corner, sends on him hard. Man advantage gone. Ridley Grigg out of the box here. Grigg chases this dump in, able to steal it from Freddie, but Carolina steals it right back as Gostisbehere makes his way up the ice, passes it to Stahl, who hands it over to Jarvis, who dumps it off, goes for a change. That's Carrier laying the body on Yakimchuk. Shabbat there, trying to get this puck out of the zone before Carolina does some more damage. Stahl's the one who wins it, though, keeps it in. Stahl over to Carrier. Carrier turns, fires on net. Good positioning by Allmark. Doesn't carry the puck. There's a loose stick on the ice that the player's got to navigate around. Here's Taylor Hall with it now. Is that the Blake Stankoven Hall line? Slavin's out there. Knocks over Brady Tkachuk. Is that going to be a penalty? No. Tkachuk goes down. No penalty called. I think he went down a little easy. Oh my goodness! Tkachuk goes after Hall! Hits him right square in the head as Tkachuk was falling. As Hall was also falling. Smushes him to the boards, but Hall's going to be okay. Gets up, loses his helmet. He's got to find it or he's going to get a penalty if he plays the puck without a helmet. He gets his helmet, goes to the bench. Tkachuk looking for blood there on Taylor Hall for injuring Sanderson. That's going to be an icing. Jackson Blake also hurt. He's going to go to the bench. Looks like he got hit in the face somewhere. He's holding his face. Chaos in Ottawa. Oh, beautiful save by Freddie on that aforementioned Stützle play. Great play by Jankowski, but even better save by Allmark. We have pandemonium! Line brawl! Line brawl! Everybody has a man! Tkachuk's in there with Miller. Gilbert's in between the ref. Tkachuk wants somebody. Delorier, who's in there for Ehlers, is in the middle of Gilbert and Tkachuk and Miller. Broken sticks along the ice. Tkachuk is bleeding. Delorier is seeing red. Fogel's now over with Delorier. Tkachuk's going over to the box. They're bringing Delorier and Tkachuk, who keep jawing at each other. As I mentioned, blood from Tkachuk's mouth. Tkachuk laid that giant hit on Hall, and that seemed to lead to everything that's happening right now. They're finally going to show what led to this line brawl. Tkachuk's going for a change. Tkachuk went for a line change. It was icing. The linesman tells him to get up, go back out for the faceoff because it was an icing. So Tkachuk comes back onto the ice. As he's coming back onto the ice, he goes for Delorier. Keandre Miller gets in the middle of Tkachuk going for Delorier, and then that's when the scrum ensues. That's what happened. Tkachuk is out there just running at people. They're showing the hit on Hall that was very dangerous, and then they're showing him going after Chatfield, and that's why the Carolina Hurricanes wanted a piece of Brady Tkachuk there. A lot of blood on the ice. That's Walker with a lot of blood on his forehead. Heather, thank you for the super chat. Super chat from Heather says, why so few likes? Come on, crap people. Hit like on this stream. It does a lot to help the channel. It does a lot to help the stream. Very easy little thing you can do to really support SDPN as we are going to a commercial break. This is crazy. This is pandemonium. This is bedlam happening right now in Ottawa? Let's see. I didn't hear no bell. Ottawa's not done yet. I ain't hear no bell. Tim doesn't like what's happening. Tim says this hurt the team that's better than us is pathetic. Interesting take. We got a comment here from Sean Dance. Sean Dance says, when you putting the EA NHL franchise GM cap back on and saving the Leafs? I've been asked, this is probably the most asked question. Robert, you've been here for a lot of these streams. I think at least once a stream, I get asked this question is, when am I bringing GM mode back? I guess people want it. I'm thinking around, if I'm going to do it, it would be around the Stanley Cup final. There's going to be no time in May for it. So next closest time would be mid-June. Because we got to stream the hockey games. If there's hockey games on, I can't just be doing fake hockey games. But if June there's time, I guess I'll do it then. So there's your answer. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Shout out Robert Malloy, who's been hanging out with us all along. Robert is going to be in charge of handling the contest giveaway. That's happening right now in the link in the description. You can win a Carolina Hurricanes jersey. Just like a hockey jersey that's here. Just a Carolina Hurricanes one in black. You can win that, their home jersey. We're giving it away today, right now, in this stream. The contest closes at the end of the second period. That is how long you have to enter. You hit the link in the description. You click that link, you fill out the form, you enter the contest. Sometime in the third period, I will announce the winner of the jersey. Somehow, out of all of this, Ottawa ends up on the power play. They're 0 for 3 today. And let's see if they can do anything with this. They lose that face-off draw. Let me see if I can read the penalties here, just to figure out what happened and how Ottawa comes away with this power play. Nick Delorier got 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct on Brady Tkachuk. Nick Delorier got 2 minutes for roughing, and Brady Tkachuk got 2 minutes for roughing. So Delorier, after all that, gets the extra 2. And the refs are certainly making a decision here. Give Ottawa, again, a power play in the extra 2 minutes. Wow. No way! This is a joke, right? The universe is pulling a sick joke on the Ottawa Senators right now, right? We're going to have another 5-on-3. Stahl trips Batherson. And a minute, 12 seconds, we got a 5-on-3. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let's go. Let's play it. Let's do it one more time, people. Let's do it one more time. The Ottawa Senators, for the third time in 3 periods, are given a 5-on-3 to save their season. The first 2 times they couldn't get it done. What about a third time? Will they even take a shot on goal? Because they've struggled with that. Here we go. They pass it around in their diamond formation, and they can't hold the zone. Carolina ices it. This so crisp penalty kill. The best penalty kill I've had the privilege to watch in a long time. Does its job. Ottawa gets it there, fires it wide. Carolina ices the puck. It goes back to Allmark, who feeds it to Giroux, who's now tasked with crossing the blue line. He does. Bounces it off the boards, goes in after it by himself. They feed it back up top. That's Batherson with it. Batherson down to Giroux. Giroux shoots short side, saved by Freddie, and the puck is cleared once again. Carolina is not going to allow Ottawa to do anything with the man advantage. This is verging on embarrassing. This is verging on, I don't know how it's possible. You look so miserable with 2 extra players on the ice. This is verging on, you gotta fire Danny Alfredson, who's in charge of this power play, before the end of this game, because it has been a miserable experience for the Ottawa Senators when they have 2 extra people on the ice. Here's one last chance on the power play. Big save, Freddie. Cousins shoots it. Again, it's blocked. Carolina, how are they doing this? Once again, they block and clear the zone. Power play killed. They look a little bit more dangerous that time, but either way you shake it out. The Ottawa Senators have gone 0 for 16 on the power play in this series, including 0 for 3 at 5-on-3. One of those 5-on-3s was for over 90 seconds. This one was for about a minute 14. And then the previous one in this game was for around, I believe, 40 seconds. Jeez. We do have bad news in the chat. The Ottawa Charge have won their game against the Toronto Scepters 3-0, which has eliminated the Scepters from playoff contention. Both professional Toronto hockey teams this year, the Toronto Scepters and Toronto Maple Leafs, failed to make the playoffs. The Scepters finished 1 spot out of a playoff spot. They're going to finish 5th in league standings. Top 4 teams only make the playoffs. And the Toronto Maple Leafs had a miserable year. I don't have to explain that year to you. Rough year for Toronto hockey. Mr. Fluffy says, I don't know. I'm enjoying this. Thank you for the super chat. Nope. There you go. We have a chat here from the Noble Mojo, who renewed their SDP ad-free membership, says, how rage? The collective rage of every Carolina fan is being channeled into that team right now. Right now. Laval is also destroying the Marlies, says Goose. Dang. Rod Brindamore's losing his mind at the Zebra right now. He is red. Rod Brindamore is so red. He is yelling and pleading with the ref, looking for any kind of explanation to what the Stripes are doing today. They do not have control of this game. But I don't care because it's been fun. I'm enjoying good hockey. I know that for certain. We'll check in with the Blue Jays, too, periodically. Get that Blue Jays score up. Bottom of the 6th inning. Ooh! Runner on first, runner on third. Blue Jays trying to get something going there. Who's up to bat there? Eloy Jimenez is up to bat with 2 runners on. Corey renews their SDP VIP membership, says Brady really needed that week of rest. Brady's been looking for somebody to take him on. Oh, that's going to be offside there. Brady's been looking for somebody to take him on since that Clevin hit. And they're going after Hall. He was going after Chatfield. He was going after Delorier. He has to focus on scoring goals, to be honest. Like, Brady's playing real physical, trying to hit a bunch of people. But Brady, put the puck in the back of the net, okay? That's what's going to be best for you if you score a goal. I'm going to be honest. Like, it's nice you're doing all this. You're getting your team going, but there he is again, laying a big hit. I wanted him to lay a hit on the puck to go in the net. He's fighting with Walker when he could be trying to get this puck past Freddie Anderson. Shabbat's going to play this puck around the boards, but Carolina is going to keep it in the zone. Stankoven tries to feed it to Hall, who takes a check. Hall's going to stay on his feet, though, dodge that one. Blake's going to not be able to get that puck. Shot, though, by the Hurricanes on Allmark. Easy save. The Calico 69 says, let's go Canes. PK has been insane. Love from SC, South Carolina. I appreciate your super chat. Shout out you with the goal horn. There you go. Jesus Sanchez came in to pinch hit for Eloy Jimenez. Nothing doing yet with the runner on first and the runner on third for the Blue Jays and none out. 1-1 in the bottom of the sixth inning Jays game. Here is a face-off to the right of Linus Allmark. It's going to be a huge draw as Jarvis steps in to take this one. He's going to win it. No, Sens are going to come away with this puck. Sens are going to come away with this puck. So the pressure is taken off of them for the moment. Aho's going to flip this puck to center. Hits a body. Stays around the blue line. Pinto passes it to Giroux. Bouncing puck. Freddie with a great positioning there. Able to keep that puck in front of him. Hurricanes going the other way. Svechnikov dancing to the middle of the ice. But unfortunately for Svechnikov, there's like 4 Senators there, right there, to collect him up and make that play very hard on him. He eventually loses his stick and goes for a change. Carrier's going to flip this puck in. Montepalo's going to go back and play it. Going to pass it over to Spence, who flips this puck. Stays in the ice. I thought it might have been going over the glass for a penalty, but it stays in. Cousins is able to play this one. Back up to the point. Slapper goes wide. Spence again has it at the point. Out there with Gilbert. They can't do anything there. Chatfield tries to feed this puck to the center ice, and his stick breaks on that clearing attempt. But the puck does manage to get out. Ottawa's going to regroup and start up with the attack. Zetterlund working along the boards. Miller hits him, smushes him to the boards there. Shot from the point. Blocked by the Hurricanes. Always doing a great job getting bodies in front, blocking that puck. Here's a chance, and that is a goal by Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall up on the rush. Feeds it right through the bottom of Allmark. Oh, my goodness. The Stankoven, Blake, Hall line does it again. This time it's Jankowski out there with him, though. But Taylor Hall is involved. Those 3 players have been the players who have been the stars of this series. It was Taylor Hall this time doing it. Jankowski's the one able to feed him the puck. Carolina, after so much action, finally breaks this one open. That is a goal. Let me get the confetti on the screen for you there. Wow. Those three guys, the real stars of this series. Stankoven in on everything in game 1 through 3. And now it's Taylor Hall getting this thing started with 4:40 left in the second period. Super chat here from the Calico 69 that says, let's go. That's a dagger if you're a Sens fan. That is an absolute dagger. It is silence right now in the Canadian Tire Center as there's almost a play with an open cage there for Carolina. Oh, did I put the wrong goal up? Sorry. Let's fix that. Hey, there we go. There we go. We fixed it. There it is. Pretzel Hunt says, only SDPN could one goal be a dagger. It's 3-0 in the series. And the Sens have not led in this series. One goal definitely feels like a dagger. Also, how dare you, Pretzel Hunt, call me SDPN? I do not speak for everybody on this network. I speak for me. I'm the one who called that a dagger because that's exactly what it feels like. The Sens don't have anything going here. They've looked good offensively at times with a couple chances, but you've seen their power play. You know how much they've led in this series. You know the score of this series. 1-0 feels like a dagger. I don't know. I don't think I'm wrong on that at all. Waker Degree says, is Brady the new Marner of the playoffs? Man just cannot perform. No. Thank you for the super chat. But Brady can't be the new Marner. Marner has 9 years of playoff failures. Brady just has 2. Brady's got a long way to go before we start talking about that. Okay. Marner is the Marner. Jaden says Marner is still the Marner. Also, Robert Malloy is SDPN. Robert says, hi, I'm SDPN. Andres Jimenez doubles. And the Jays go up 4-1. Andres Jimenez's double brought in Okamoto and Varsho. That was, oh my God, thank goodness. Thank goodness that happened. So we had Jesus Sanchez coming in to pinch hit for Eloy Jimenez. Strikes out. Then we had Dalton Varsho singling to David Fry out in right field. That brought in Vladdy, and Okamoto went to third. So Jays went up 2-1. And then we had David Schneider striking out, and then Andres Jimenez doubled, and that brought in Okamoto and Varsho. And that is how the Jays lead 4-1. Yes, Robert says, sorry, back to hockey. We will go back to hockey. Apologies. Every once in a while, we need to break in with a little Blue Jays action because they are playing at the same time as this here hockey game. 0 for 5 on the power play right now are the Ottawa Senators. And I'm supposed to have some confidence here that they can get this done. As here is a play all in, all alone for the Canes. Save Allmark. Save on the rebound. 2 big stops shorthanded. Wow. That is Ottawa Senators power play action right there. 2 big opportunities shorthanded for the Canes. But Ottawa's here setting up. Hopefully they can get something done here. Shot! Goal! They have broken the streak. It has happened. It is an Ottawa Senators power play goal. They have done it. I can no longer chirp them, I will still chirp them. But they have at least done it once. Today they are 1 for 6 on the power play. That is a shot from Drake Batherson. I'm waiting for the replay here. Bounces off Freddie Anderson. Here we go. Here's the Drake Batherson shot. He's going to get this puck to the glove side. The shot's going to be from distance by Stützle. Batherson's in front. He tips it on blocker side of Freddie, and that goes into the back of the net. Carter Yakimchuk, first career playoff point. We have an Ottawa Senators goal. We will get that up on the scoreboard for you. There it is. Tkachuk isn't involved in the point. Yeah, it was Tkachuk who lost that puck. They're showing the first replay on the Carolina breakaway chance they had shorthanded. Tkachuk's the one who kind of fumbled that one around. And then that was, what is that officially ruled as? Yakimchuk to Stützle to Batherson? Is the official scoring of that one? Yeah, Yakimchuk to Stützle to Batherson. Official scoring on that goal. Stützle with that shot. Batherson with the tip there. Yakimchuk with that pass over to Stützle. Here we go. More chaos. Bunch of penalties going to happen here. Once again. This is how this entire game's going to go. Just penalties on penalties on penalties. Does anybody believe that the Sens are coming back here? We are going to get some penalties here. Uh-oh, 5-minute major. Travis Green has his hands up for a 5, calling a 5-minute major. We got blood on a Hurricane there. Oh, great. That's not a great hit. That's not a great hit. Greg, that's boarding for sure on Walker. Walker hits Greg right into the boards head first. Can't do that. Tkachuk just punching. Oh, Kachuk's got to get a penalty for that. Tkachuk just wailing on him. You can't do that. I'm sorry, I'm dropping the iPad, throwing those punches. You can't do that. Walker, you can't do that hitting Greg. This is definitely a penalty for boarding. Let's see if they review it for a major. Is that the only thing that's going to be called? I guess they're not even bothering calling anything from the melee. They're just like, the refs seem fed up. This is a lot, says Robert. Oh, that's all they're calling. They're just calling the boarding. Here we go. Okay. All right, refs. Power play for the Sens. It's underway. They scored once. They're 1 for 6. 1 for 16 in this series. Hurricanes are going to break out here 3-on-2. Shorthanded. Chatfield with a shot. That's not going to get to anybody. As Martinook tried to do something with it and couldn't. Tiny Washbear with the super chat that says, how many of these ticky-tack scrums are going to result in Sens power play? Oh, Tkachuk loses the line there. He's not going to be able to hold it there. That's like the 5th time, says Tiki Tack Washbear. It is true. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. It seems like every time that there is a scrum, the Carolina Hurricanes end up on the penalty kill. To their credit, it has not mattered, except for the one time it did. Their power play has been, or their penalty kill has been incredible. So if I'm them, I'm not too worried about it. But in terms of how we keep arriving at the decision that the Hurricanes are the aggressor in every case, it's definitely interesting by the Stripes. Definitely an interesting call by the Stripes. Ridley Grigg is going to get hit in the face here with a high stick. And Robinson's going to the box. I am being trolled. I am being trolled. We're getting a 5-on-3. Did Greg sold that? Greg sold that well. He did get hit in the face, which is a penalty, for sure. High sticking. Robinson to the box. 24 seconds. The whistles have not gone the Hurricanes' way, that's for sure. The Sens have had every opportunity to be in this game, to get back into this series with at least one dub. Man, you can't say the Sens didn't have their chances today. Even though they are heavily shorthanded because of injuries to their defensemen, they've had opportunities today. We're just going to run this thing out. We're going to go to intermission. Oh, my goodness. Ah! I gotta catch my breath. You got to give me a second. I need my Elliot Friedman cigarette. We have a chat here from Stoffel that says, I don't remember what 5-on-5 is. Facts. Okay. Super chats. Austin Walker says, the new NHL lockout might be due to the Stripes dropping the ball and players not having it. Gary Bettman would never allow that. Gary Bettman, defender of the Zebras, would never let the players complain about the Zebras. Thank you for the super chat, though, Austin. I appreciate it. Mr. Fluffy says, guy was shot from the rafters. Mr. Fluffy. Great username. We have a contest going on. If you're not aware, we are giving away a Carolina Hurricanes jersey. I'm going to pull out this. I'm going to pull out a Macklin Celebrini jersey. There's a Macklin Celebrini jersey over here. This is premium. Yeah, this is a premium jersey, Macklin Celebrini. So you're going to get this level of jersey. I want to make sure that's the same level. Yeah, Fanatics Premium. So we have these, except they are for the Carolina Hurricanes. There's no name on the back of the one you're getting. It's just a blank black Hurricanes jersey. And you can win it by entering the contest in the link in the description. You fill out the form, and at the midway-ish point of the third period, I'm going to read out a name, and that name is going to win a black Carolina Hurricanes jersey. You have until the end of this intermission to enter the contest. You have to be a resident of Canada and not in the province of Quebec in order to win. This is your final chance. At the end of this intermission, we're going to give it away. There has been so much action here. So much has happened. I've already said that the Hurricanes may have put the dagger into the Sens. And I'm not backing off of that. Because we're going to come back for the third period, and the Sens are going to have a 5-on-3. And you expect me, this guy right here, who's watched the Sens now have 3 5-on-3s and do nothing with them. You expect me to now believe another 5-on-3 is going to feature execution by the Ottawa Senators? Daniel Alfredson, his job is on the line as the man in charge of the PP for the Sens. I might have let him go at intermission and let somebody else just figure it out because it'd be better than whatever they're doing at 5-on-3 right now. We're going to see. We're going to see. Carolina, all credit to them. They play spectacular defense. Their penalty kill is 5 stars. Here's one more chance for the Sens, though. It's crazy that the Hurricanes, after so much mess that's been had on the ice by these two teams, have only had 1 power play this game. Insane. Okay. I'm going to play a clip here. I'm going to play a clip here from the Chris Johnston show. CJ is going to update you on all this goings on from the Leafs front office search. So for their GM, for the president, whatever they're hiring, CJ is going to update you on everything that's going on. That's what I'm going to play for you. And then we're going to come back here. Contest is going to close once the puck is dropped. And then we're going to enjoy the third period. And we're going to update the Jays as well when we come back here because they are actually leading a baseball game, which is a miracle. And Jeff Hoffman hopefully won't be around to blow it for them. They're up 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. All right. Snoopy Kendall says on the Super Chat, all this started from a legal Nikishin hit. Not untrue. Not untrue. All right, intermission content. Here we go. I'll be back momentarily.
Can you give us some kind of check-in on the Toronto Maple Leafs and their search for a new general manager and whatever else they might want in their front office?
Yeah, I think they're progressing here in their search for head of hockey operations, as they're calling it. They did have candidates visit Toronto this week for interviews, and at least 2 of those candidates are no longer considered candidates for the job. That being Ryan Martin, the assistant GM of the New York Rangers, and Evan Gould, the assistant GM of the Boston Bruins. You know, these candidates did advance beyond the initial stage, obviously, to get to the point where they were, getting face-to-face interviews. I think that, both of them are a little on the younger side and not saying it was an age-only related decision, but, there's a lot that goes into this job. And, neither has been a GM at the NHL level. So what does that leave? It leaves actually an even younger candidate, John Chayka. But John, was a GM with the Arizona Coyotes, as you'd remember, in his 20s, was managing a team that featured players that were much older than him. And so has that level of experience despite his relatively young age. And then Scott White, an assistant GM with the Dallas Stars, who was part of the process and who got to stick around in Toronto through that initial wave of interviews this week. So, that appears to be kind of where we're at. Not entirely clear where Mike Gillis stands in everything. Obviously, he had a lot of attention early, and I think he did have discussions, with Keith Pelley, even predating the firing of Brad Treliving. So, he's been kind of in and around this since the beginning, but, not entirely certain, that where he kind of fits in the mix. If we're talking about a 1 or 2 person front office, I think that it's natural to be like, oh, would he be the head of it with one of the 2 people I just mentioned below him? I'm not confident in that, to be honest. I still think there's a world that the Leafs come out of this with just one sort of head of hockey ops, GM, whoever the title ends up getting printed on the business card. Do people still print business cards?
That's a very good question. I think people still do. I've never been one to do that. I don't know if you've ever been one to do that.
I used to get them as part of my jobs. Like the companies I worked for used to give them to me. But
really? I don't know if I've ever had that at any job I've ever had.
in a digital world, there's not a lot of reason, right? I just
feel
need your
like
phone
now-
number in my contacts, really. I don't need a piece of
Yeah.
paper.
And some people will have like on their bios on the, like, you know, give me all the social media profiles and whatnot. Give me the link tree with everything. That's the digital business card of today.
Right. Well, another thing to note about the Leafs search is that even though they are working through it, you know, it doesn't seem as though anything is imminent in terms of an announcement. I think that they are still kind of proceeding carefully and, you know, doing more diligence on the candidates. And, you know, Keith Pelly had mentioned way back at the time of Brad Treliving's firing that his nirvana was getting a candidate in place by mid-May. And, you know, we're still a fair ways off from that, a couple of weeks. So I think it could still drag on a little bit longer. You know, we'll see what happens. Perhaps one person has risen to the top that might speed things up a little bit, and you know, there might be confidence there. But, you know, kind of an interesting set of choices, right? And Scott White, you know, is, you know, older than John Chayka. You know, he's been working at Jim Nill's side for a long time, 11 years as the assistant GM in Dallas. Obviously, the Stars have had a tremendous amount of success. I mean, if you look at actually where this all begins with Dallas, is Tom Ghilardi, when he bought the Stars, you know, 10, 15 years ago, whatever it was, he looked around and said, who's having success in the league? The Detroit Red Wings at that time were one of the most successful organizations. And, you know, part of his thinking is who's the best person I can get out of that organization. He hired Jim Nill, was a masterclass decision. He's been his GM ever since. And, you know, they've had a big run of success, obviously up 2-1 as we talk right now in their first round series with Minnesota, but they've been in the last 3 Western Conference finals. They've been a competitive team for a long time. They've been a really strong drafting team. I think they've made good decisions when it comes to the contracts they've given out for the most part. And who's been working at Jim Nill's side for that time? Well, it's Scott White. And so if you follow kind of the tree of, you know, learning at the side of someone who's at the, you know, among the best in the league, you know, that's pretty compelling, I think, for Toronto. And, you know, it's a similar kind of path that I think, you know, we could point to for Matthew Darche, you know, getting the Islanders job last year, you know, him having worked with Julian Brisebois in Tampa. You know, there's other instances of this around the league too. And so, you know, you've got him, and then, you know, Chaika's a little different kind of candidate. You know, obviously he and his family have the company Stathletes, that, you know, he's been part of for a long time. He had that run with the Coyotes since he's been in a less traditional hockey business, you know, running Wendy's franchises and working for their head office. And so, you know, but has clearly a deep tie to the game, you know, but he's been on the sidelines a little while. And, you know, part of that is things didn't end well for him in Arizona. If you remember, the Coyotes were found with Chaika at the helm for illegally testing prospects outside of the formal combine prospect, in terms of, you know, doing some physical testing and the like. You know, they ended up getting, you know, 2 draft picks punishment. You know, he was also found to have been talking to another team about a job illegally, and so didn't end on the best of terms for him there. Granted, you know, I think we all know pretty clearly the Coyotes was not a stable place for anyone to work. Ultimately, they lost their franchise, Alex Morello, who was the owner there for Chaika's time at the end. So, you know, probably not a place that too many people came out of looking better, with just some of the instability in that entire working environment, not a lot of resources, you know, obviously trying to do things. I think there, you know, you had to get creative to try to find advantages in an organization that was operated the way they were operating. Whereas in Toronto, I mean, there's maybe different room for creativity, but financial might is part of what would be at your disposal in this job. So, you know, 2 different types of candidates, that have kind of emerged at this point in time. And, you know, it does seem to be down kind of to those 2, but, you know, as I said, with the caveat that I'm not sure exactly where Mike Gillis stands in all of this. And then, of course, you know, we talked about a week or so ago that Matt Sundin's expected to have some kind of role in this front office, although, you know, we never anticipated that would be in one of the main seats. You know, it might be some type of advisory role, or, you know, kind of a lesser position of power role than the head of hockey ops.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a Sundin Gold, you know, head of hockey operations. You keep saying head of hockey operations, which leads me to think that they're looking for a ho-ho instead of a po-ho. I've been sitting on that joke for 5 minutes.
They want a ho-ho. I mean, I'm sitting right here with this white beard, so I mean,
hey,
but
Christmas is never too early. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's the terminology they're using, and look, I think structure is important, like how it works, who reports to whom, kind of the flow of everything. That is ultimately important. The titles maybe are less so, although look, the titles keep changing anyway. I mean, there was a time you didn't have a lot of presidents of hockey operations, or maybe some GMs had the co-title, but these things evolve and change over time, and it does seem as though the Leafs are looking at a broader kind of restructuring of their entire operation and under this head of hockey ops.
Anything else to report on the Leafs, Berube, players, anything else before I move on to the Edmonton Oilers?
No, I mean, I think that all the energies are being put into this. No decisions are being reached when it comes to player futures, even the head coach's future at this point in time, but they're obviously moving through the steps, sitting down with candidates, eliminating a couple, and getting closer to, having an announcement for everyone.
We are back. And we have chaos. We have pandemonium. I'm going to try and bring up this sequence of events here that happened earlier in this period. Okay. Let me get this on the screen for you guys so we can go through everything that happened. So let's start here with Ridley Grigg at center ice on Carrier. So I can't show the actual play, but I can show you screenshots. This is the scrum that is sued after Brady Tkachuk came off the ice. We had Warren Foegele tangled up with, I believe that is Carrier. Yeah, that's Carrier. So Carrier and Foegele are tied up there. So I can, right there. Let me remove this. There you go. Foegele, they're tied up right there. And Ridley Grigg, it's a screenshot, but he delivers this punch. Ridley Grigg comes in, and he goes like this, right into Carrier while Foegele is holding him. He goes like this, and he goes like this. Very dirty stuff. Can't do that. That is chicken poop. Chicken poop stuff by Grigg there. That's dirty. So, in response to that, we get, a few minutes later, this mess of a hit. We have... Yeah, he only hit him once, Delta. I didn't say he hit him more than once. I said he went like this, and he went like this. And in response to that, we have Walker, I believe. Yeah, it was Walker, right, who delivers the little bit of a boarding there to Grigg into his face, right into the boards. Dirty play, called for boarding, 2 minutes there. And out of this, more pandemonium ensues. So Sean Walker cross-checks him right into the board. Can't do that. Refs looking at it right there. Clearly calls it, clearly sees it. There is not going to be a whistle that happens in this third period where out of that whistle, we don't get some sort of scrum. These teams do not like each other right now. Clevin delivered a massive hit to Nikishin. By all accounts, everybody thinks it was clean. By all accounts, it's a clean hit. But even on a clean hit that powerful, you're going to stand up for your teammate, obviously. You're going to go at the guy who hit him. But from that, it leads to Brady Tkachuk going at Delorier anytime he can. Brady Tkachuk seeing red, not even worrying about playing hockey, just worried about laying big hits. It leads to Ridley Grigg doing things like punching the guy at center ice. Can't do that. It leads to Sean Walker getting redemption on Grigg when he's on the ice, going at him, shoving into the boards. And we have just chaos. And Brady Tkachuk going after Taylor Hall when he was down and a little crouched and hitting his head into the boards. It was a lot. It was a lot. And we're going to get more of that in the third. We're not going to get it right off the top, though, because right off the top, the Sens are going to have an advantage. The Sens are going to have a 5-on-3. And they're going to once again struggle during this 5-on-3 because that is what they do. That is what they have done. We'll see if they can prove me wrong. Sens, I have not believed in you in any of these 5-on-3s, and you have proven me correct. If you can do it, now's the time. Season on the line, 1-1 game. Carolina is going to ice the puck there. We're going to have 10 seconds on this two-man advantage for the Sens here to try and get a shot on goal. They're looking good, pressuring down low. Not able to clear it as Carolina is Slavin. Tkachuk's going to get it behind his own net. It's going to be a 5-on-4 as that puck goes out over the glass. Carolina does kill off that 5-on-3. They only have to kill off about, 24 seconds they started with? And they do it successfully. Jays get one run but lead the bases loaded 5-2. Jays lead. Going to the top of the 8th inning, are they going to? Yeah, they're going to the top of the 8th inning. Thank you for the update, Robert. Here's a shot on the power play. Right on net, though. Yakimchuk playing a lot of PP minutes tonight. Getting in there because of all the injuries to all of the Sens on D. Big slapper. I don't know if I love that shot. Anderson could see it clean, like no bodies in front. Just a clean save, clean shot. You can see it clearly. I think you got to do more with that. You got to do more with that, Carter. Carolina's going to clear it there after that face-off draw. Tim Stützle over to Batherson. Stützle, Pinto. Stützle down below. Loses that puck to Aho, who's going to cross the red line, cross the blue line, send it in, go for a change. Tkachuk's going to turn around and try and work this thing up ice for the Senators, but his stick breaks on the clearing chance. Aho shot wide. Oh, my goodness. Almost the worst broken stick of Tkachuk's life right there on that turnover. Wow. Lucky to escape with just a shot wide of the net by Aho. That's going to be Cousins dumping it in, but he's going to dump it, and we're going to have a face-off. I think that's a little bit of trolling. Did you know the Sens are an elite offensive team? Giroux here in the faceoff dot against Jankowski. We're going to get the linesman turn around telling Slavin to calm down. Finally, linesman drops the puck there. Shabbat's going to take this one on his own. Shot on goal. Save by Freddie. Been spectacular this series. One bad goal, but his team in front of him's done so much that he's just done his job really well. Ottawa's going to have one last push here. No, they're going to lose the line. Shabbat's going to take this thing back out to center. Power play over. Two more failed power play attempts by the Sens there. If you want a simple reason they're not winning, power play. Jeez, guys. 1 for 8. 1 for 8 in this game. Last game, they were, let me just triple check this, 0 for 5. Game number 2. They were 0 for 3. And then game number 1, they were, how much were they 0 for? Game number 1. Game number 1, they were 0 for 4. And today they were 1 for 8. 0 for 4, 0 for 3, 0 for 5, 1 for 8. My goodness, Ottawa. My goodness. They're going to start this thing behind their own net. They have had the puck for a lot. They're going to ice this one. You know, I hate that. I hate simple icings like that where you're starting the breakout, you have possession, and you lose it like that. I think that they're announcing in arena that the Ottawa Charge won their game against the Scepters to clinch a playoff spot. Good little roar there from Canadian Tire Center. Minnesota-Dallas is coming up, I believe, at the top of the hour. 5:50 puck drop for them. Good hockey watching afternoon. They're going to get that. And then the 7 o'clock game is Buffalo. No, Penguins-Flyers, the 8 o'clock game. 8:20 puck drop for that one. Good evening of hockey. Svechnikov, not going to find anybody. Carolina's going to lose that puck. There's Clevin to Stützle all the way. Good little play there. Stützle to Giroux. Giroux one times that out of the air. Beautiful by Giroux. But Freddie in perfect position to save that one. Good chance by the Ottawa Senators. More of that. More of that, please. If you're a Sens fan. If you're a Hurricanes fan, no more of that. Just more Freddie saves. That puck's going to hit a stick and go out of play. They're showing this Giroux replay. Great little stretch pass. Yeah, he just bats it. Stützle sends a sauce. It does a one bounce. Oh, Freddie just gets a little piece of it. Wow. Giroux almost puts the Sens ahead here. Shots are 21-16 in favor of Ottawa. Thank you for renewing your SDP VIP membership, Davey. Appreciate it. Admin, better change the pinned comment. The contest is closed. Yes, I will be announcing the winner of our Carolina Hurricanes Premium Fanatics jersey, the black edition, the home edition, at some point in a TV timeout in this third period. Oh, clock is not going. There we go. Let's get that clock up. There's a shot. A nice charge to the net by Robinson. A save by Allmark there. Svechnikov is going to wrap around, not find anybody in front. Chatfield shot, missed. Svechnikov working it down low. Chatfield back up top, over to Slavin. Slavin backward crossovers at the blue line. Everybody rotates. Slavin continues down. Chatfield, who's now down below, loses his stick, is going to the bench to get a new one. No call. Yes, there is a call. Ref raises his arm. He is going to call that slash on the Sens. Chabot called for that slash. And here we go. Only the second power play opportunity for the Hurricanes. Let's see if they can make use of this one, unlike the Sens' many opportunities. Chatfield clearly gets slashed on the stick there by Chabot, drops out of his hands. You got to call that one no matter what period, no matter what part of the season, no matter preseason, regular season, playoffs. That one is a slashing call. 15-13 remaining in the third period. Face-off in the offensive zone for the Hurricanes. They're 0 for 3 on the power play today. Did I say 0 for 1 earlier? 0 for 3 is what I meant. 3 shots total. Let's see if they can make Ottawa pay for that penalty if they can look a little better than Ottawa has on the penalty. But Ottawa's penalty kill has been good this series. Aho's going to get it. He's going to send it down low. Aho's going to get it back, send it back up top. Aho gets it again. He shifts a little from his face-off down, passes it cross crease. One-timer. Svechnikov is stopped on that one. Good shot there. Good opportunity early. We have another draw. Good chance there. Aho. Oh, no save on that. Just shot that puck well over the netting there. Svechnikov did. Here's the face-off. It's going to be won by the Hurricanes. And Gostisbehere, a little dancing at the line. He gets the puck back here. Working now. Little down. Jarvis is going to pick it up from him. Jarvis goes back to Gostisbehere, who's going to go down. Stahl's there. He doesn't go to him. He goes back up top. Slapper on the one-timer goes wide. Gostisbehere gets it back. Stahl feeds it out to center looking for something. Svechnikov trying to win a board battle down below. Does. Sneaks back up to Gostisbehere, who passes it to his D partner. Puck is going to go down to Jarvis, who gets it over to Stahl, who wraps it around to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere looks for a pass. He gets it back. Now looking to shoot. Doesn't. Passes the puck to Aho. Aho looking for a man. Stahl's in front. They can't find Stahl, who parked his behind in front of the net. Puck's going to clear. Keandre Miller's going to come out, and he's going to be tasked with starting this breakout. Ref falls behind the net. Taylor Hall with speed through the neutral zone enters the zone for the Canes. Jackson Blake's out there now. He's looking to do something by the face-off dot. Looking to drop down low. He passes this puck. Stankoven, gets it. Keandre Miller. Oh, there's a fanned pass. Ottawa's going to kill this power play opportunity for the Hurricanes. Nothing doing on that one. Lot of passing, not a lot of shooting. Would have liked something more. Great penalty kill by the Sens there, making it real tough on the Hurricanes, who now stop this puck. Freddie gloves it, holds it, face off for the Sens. Woo! Great defensive hockey by both teams there. I have in my hands the winner of the Carolina Hurricanes Fanatics Premium jersey. Big prize today. The biggest prize we've given away so far. Full-on jersey. Just a jersey. Blank jersey, no name on the back. You can get it printed with whatever name you want to get it printed with. If you're a Carolina Hurricanes fan in Ontario, I hope you're coming away with this jersey here. I'm going to get Olay ready. Because this person whose name starts with M, you're about to hear Olay in your honor. The winner of the home jersey for the Hurricanes is Mathurin Figurado. Congratulations. You are the winner today. Today's lucky champion of our draw. We have prizes for every single round one stream. If you did not win a prize today, you can win a prize with Adam tomorrow. You can win a prize with Steve tomorrow. If I'm back for game number 5 on Monday, you can win a prize with me then. Hit up sdpn.ca/schedule. See all of our upcoming streams and see the prize list associated with each stream. Go there, hit that link, find out the prize list. You could be a winner of a prize coming up. Congratulations, Mathurin. You have won the jersey today. Back to the action. Toronto Blue Jays, if you are keeping up with Toronto sports, as we are based in Toronto, SDPN is, are going to the top of the ninth, up 5-2 against the Cleveland Guardians. Ottawa, good play off the face-off there. Nothing doing those. Freddie's in position. Stahl's going to clear this, and we're going to start the other way for the Hurricanes. That's Carrier. Sending it over to Aho around the back. Keandre Miller's going to get this one. Sebastian Aho doing a little work with the puck. Shoots that puck wide. Svechnikov here. Looking for Aho in front. Ooh, what a save by Allmark. Another chance. That's a shot from the point. That's stopped again. That's a Sean Walker shot. That's stopped by Allmark. Yakupchuk doing a lot offensively for the Sens. He's really trying to make something happen, but he can't quite do it. Oh, did that ring off the post? Did that ring off the post? Score, please. Score's 1-1. 1-1's the score for Goose. 12:06 exactly remaining here. Aho's getting thrown out of this face-off circle. Jarvis is going to be tasked now with taking this face-off. Jarvis loses that draw as the Sens win that one. But the puck stays in there for the Hurricanes. It stays in again. Sens can't clear it. Could this be trouble? That's shot out front. Allmark makes a beautiful save. That's going to be a penalty. Clevin is going to get called for that one. That's going to be a holding penalty. Clevin takes down Svechnikov there behind the net. Yeah, no, he's got his hand all around Svechnikov's head. Oh, no, that's going to be a penalty all day. Allmark doing his job. The team in front of him, not so much. Don't like that. Don't like that play by Clevin. Ah, we got a good one in the chat. Not clever by Clevin. Can I get you something for that? How about this? Not clever. Blake's going to have this puck by the face-off dot, looking for a pass here. Stankoven gets it, passes it back to Blake, who throws it down below to Taylor Hall. Blake now shot. Allmark save. Rebound. Hall's looking for it. Allmark does cover that one. Carolina looking dangerous there. Hall, Stankoven, Blake on the power play. Oh, good save by Allmark. Barely getting a piece of that one, but barely is all you need, as long as you keep the puck out of the net. Good cover, too. Allmark's been sneaky fantastic. I don't even think it's sneaky. He has been fantastic. You can't complain about Allmark coming out of this series. He has proven that he is worth every penny Ottawa's paying him right now. Stahl now in the face-off against Pinto. Big one here. Stahl is going to win this draw. Stankoven gets it. Passes it to Blake. Throws it to Hall down below. Centering shot to Stahl. Shot saved by Allmark. Linus Allmark. Perfect positioning. Saving that shot by Stahl. Wow. Hall to Stahl. Ooh. Right into the glove. Flashes the leather a little. Love that from Allmark. Face off now to the left of Linus. Stahl again, once again in that dot. He's going to get kicked out as linesman fake drops it. Stankoven's going to get in there now. Stankoven is able to win that. Carolina's going to keep possession here. Stankoven gets in the middle of the slot. Miller's going to take it at the blue line. Get that pass back. He gets it again. Looking for a shot. Decides to go with the pass. He gets that puck back. Jackson Blake's got his stick up for it. Jackson Blake doesn't get it as it bounces around to Stankoven on a Keandre Miller shot that went wide. And that is a power play goal by Logan Stankoven to get the lead back for the Carolina Hurricanes. Play Ole, please. Keandre Miller, I believe, shoots that one purposely wide for that bounce. Beautiful. Stankoven's at the other side of the net. Allmark can't do anything about that one. That's not on him. That's just an expertly executed play. The Carolina Hurricanes lead this game 2-1. It definitely smells a little in here. As Logan Stankoven now has 4 goals. 4 goals in this series. That is 4 goals in 4 games. Woo! Ottawa, I called the 1-0 goal a dagger. Am I allowed to call the 2-1 goal a dagger? The Ottawa Senators have not led for a single second in this series. They have struggled to score goals throughout it, and it definitely feels like this 2-1 lead by Carolina could be enough here. Dancing Bear 9 says, who needs Mikko when you got Stank? If you don't remember, the Carolina Hurricanes did acquire Mikko Rantanen from the Colorado Avalanche. They sent Jack Drury and some other pieces over there. And Mikko Rantanen didn't want to stick around in Carolina, wouldn't sign an extension. So Eric Tulsky said, you know what? I'm going to get something that I know has guaranteed time here in Carolina. I'm going to get something that's going to be here long term. I'm going to get something that I know is going to stick around and perform for the Hurricanes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Logan Stankoven. And oh baby, have the Hurricanes not missed Mikko Rantanen in this series. And oh baby, do they appreciate having Logan Stankoven right now. He has been the star of this series. He has been the Conn Smythe Trophy winner in my books. Last TV timeout of this game happening right now. George, correctly with the trade tree, says, then use Dallas's first round pick to get Miller. With the word dagger, I always picture Jean Ralphio. Parks and Rec? Don't be suspicious. 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 Don't suspicious. Parks and Rec, all-time classic. DMTYS with the super chat. I appreciate you with the super chat. I'm going to go get something stanky. I don't know what that means, but thank you for the super chat. Is Varlin blowing it? Blue Jays, 5-3 in the top of the ninth. Oh, my God, the bases are loaded. What? Oh, no. Oh, no. Naylor's at the plate to face Varland. 1 out, bases loaded. 2-1's the count. Oh, goodness. Are you serious, Blue Jays? Is this really going to be the disaster year? Toronto doing Toronto things. Young CGZ says Sens are an unserious team. They've been struggling. They've been hit with injuries, but you got to give credit to Carolina. Like, I don't think it's about trashing the Sens and saying like, oh, they need to blow it up and Brady can never get it done and all that. I think when you talk about this series, you got to start with how good of a team Carolina is, because people never do that. People never want to sit there and say the Carolina Hurricanes are the best team in the Eastern Conference and they're in a 1-8 matchup and they're taking care of business. Why can't we talk about it that way? Why can't we say a 1 seed is taking it to an 8 seed, and instead we want to talk about, oh man, the Sens are so terrible. And it's not like Rod Brindamore has a perfect system that doesn't allow teams to get going offensively unless they play a game at the level of the Hurricanes. And clearly there's a gap. Clearly there's a gap between the talent on Ottawa and the talent on the Hurricanes and how good each team is executing their game plan. Ottawa can't do it as well as them because Carolina is really good. There's a reason this team is a team nobody talked about all year long, because they were just in first place hanging out. There was no reason to have a Carolina Hurricanes discussion because from like week 2 of this season, they were in first place in the Metro and nobody really challenged them because they're a friggin' good hockey team. And now it's crunch time for them, for where our expectations are, you're going to get to the Eastern Conference Final, and then we're going to make a judgment on you. This should have been an easy series for them. The expectation should be that they take it to the 8th seed in 4 games. And they took care of business. They executed what they should have in this series, and they got 650 on my scoreboard here to close this thing out in 4 games. We were here 7 days ago to get this thing started, and 7 days later, we might be ending it here. And that's what should have been the expectations. That's where I want to start the conversation with the series. And then from there, you start doing the Ottawa stuff. But oh my goodness, that puck goes off the side of the net. Ottawa almost does something here to get back into this game. Almost puts the puck in the back of the net, but just squirts wide. And we're going to have a penalty. Penalty on Carolina. Sens didn't have puck luck. They did down the stretch. Facts. The Sens were so good from January onwards. Like, people don't recognize how much their season turned around when Allmark started playing well, because that was the only problem they had. Slowly, though, injuries started mounting up, and they fought through all those injuries. They played a fantastic brand of hockey where all of their metrics looked amazing. Defensively, offensively, they were able to score. Defensively, no matter who was in there, whether it was Belleville or whether it was their actual starters, they were solid in team defense. Their penalty kill has shone through in this series. It's just they're up against a better team. And we'll go into deeper talk about the breakdown of the series on the Sens side. But they have a chance here to do something with this. 6 minutes and 6 seconds left. 2 minutes on the power play clock for the Sens. They win this face-off, as they have done generally this entire series. And now it's your chance for me not to write you off here, Ottawa. There's a chance for you to not go home in under 6 minutes. If you can do the impossible. You did it once. You did it once this whole series. And that score on the power play. You're 1 for 17 in this series. Oh, here's a terrible turnover. Jacob Slavin all in alone. Saved by Ullmark. Slavin breakaway. Oh my goodness. .110 left in the power play. Stützle's going to take everybody on. Entering the zone. He actually passes the puck there. I thought he was going to go 1-on-4, but he decided to pass it. Chabot's going to get this puck at the point and turn it over to the Hurricanes who are coming up the ice. It looks like a 2-on-2 race. Nice little pass there. Nothing doing, though. Giroux's going to get this puck. He's going to pass it over to Tkachuk. Tkachuk, I think, has been out there for a little bit. This entire power play, if I'm correct. Giroux to Tkachuk. Tkachuk to Giroux. They play a little dipsy-doodle. Stützle is going to miss the puck, and it's going to squirt to the other end of the ice. The Sens can never hold the zone on the power play. Oh, this is, if you're a coach of minor hockey, do not show them the tape of the Sens on the power play. This is how you don't execute with the man advantage. 7 seconds left here. Shot on goal. Easy save by Frederik Andersen. They're showing the sloppy turnover by Batherson that led to the Slavin breakaway. That's the last person you want on a breakaway, but you'll take a breakaway. Stone hand Slavin. That's not his job. That's not his job to score on breakaways, but good job, Slavin. You tried your best. We should all be rewarded when we try our best, right? That was a slow-moving breakaway. He's there to play defense, not to score goals. All right, face-off here, 7 seconds. Carolina's not going to be able to clear it, but the time is going to expire. And the power play's over. Hall's now rushing up the ice. Gonna go down low to try and win this puck battle. Can't do it. Sens are gonna turn it up ice. Zetterlund here, tasked with taking it over the line, loses it as he gains the zone. Hall's gonna get it and play it and lose it as Chabot's gonna pass it up the ice for the Sens, who are then going to lose it to the Hurricanes, who send it back the other way, and we're going to all regroup here behind the Senators' net as Jordan Spence takes his stance behind Ullmark with 3:25 left in the Sens season if they cannot get a goal here. Jalen Chatfield now laying the body, trying to push Cousins off that puck. Stankoven knocked over, playing there with Fogle. Knocked down by Amadio to keep this puck in the zone. That was Frederik Andersen who passed the puck up ice. Was knocked down by Amadio, but then Carolina is able to clear it there to center ice. Jordan Spence now going back to his own net. Passing it to Clevin, who laid that huge hit on Nikishin earlier. I assume Carolina still wants a piece of Clevin. And they will get that one day. Ullmark now going to his net for the extra attacker. And all of a sudden, Sebastian Aho is taking on every single Ottawa Senators player. Sebastian Aho dangles through every Sen and ices it for the Hurricanes. Play Olay, please. Sebastian Aho doing it all by himself. He goes through 1 Sen, 2 Sens, 3 Sens. The deke to the outside with one hand. Oh my Aho. That is Game set match on the Ottawa Senators this season. Officially, it is going to be ruled Aho from Jarvis and Sean Walker. I am not banking on the Sens putting up 2 goals here in 2 minutes that we have left in their season. Super chats. Super chats here. Oh, pausing the action there. Empty net once again. Let me empty this net. Oh, look at that. Ottawa empty net. We got that on the scoreboard. Isn't that awesome? All right, super chats here. Carl Brito says, bring back Taiwan. Oh, Taiwan Evan. Poor guy got blamed for this, for real. Yeah, the poor Sens influencer that they sent to Taiwan. I don't think it was his fault. Or maybe they should have sent him further. They should have had him on Artemis. Should have sent him to the moon. Thank you for the super chat. There's a goal by Ottawa. Hold on 1 second. Signs of life. Signs of life. I play it for every goal, and I'll play it once again. Ottawa. I'm asking you right now. Drake Batherson was behind the net. He centered this to Dylan Cousins, who found some open ice in front of the net in the slot, was able to wire it past Freddie Anderson. Dylan Cousins' goal makes it 3-2. And I didn't hear no bell. I didn't hear no bell. It is not over quite yet. I am asking the Ottawa Senators here to make me look foolish. I've called their season already. I said they couldn't score 2 goals in 2 minutes, and here they are. Oh, with a huge shot there. Martinook is injured and has to go to the bench. Has to go for a change. Huge block by Martinook on, I believe that was Stützle who shot that puck. Under 90 seconds left now. Chatfield's going to get this puck back in his own zone. Sebastian Aho feeds it to the empty net. There it is again. Again for a second time. Groundhog Day, everybody. It's the same result as last time the net was empty. Sebastian Aho into the empty net. This time, lot less gusto on that one. Little backhand trickler that no Sen grabs and defends the net and is able to stop that puck from going in. Very weak effort on that empty netter by the Sens. They're showing the replay here. Sens are trying to enter the zone. Couple bodies get in the way of Stützle. Stützle regroups. They're able to make the play on the puck. Jarvis tips it from Chatfield. Aho gets it in the zone and just chips it towards the net, and that's a goal. Very easy stuff for the Hurricanes. That is a 4-2 lead now. Ottawa empty net again. We're going to get icing here. Nope, that's no icing. Clock's still going. That's Aho from Jarvis and Chatfield. And ice the puck there that time. That is icing with 47 seconds to go. Super chat I missed earlier from Mr. Fluffy. Man, my pathetic wings would have done better here. Other super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Gante? Jante? Is that French? I don't know. I don't speak French. Email Jalapeno. I'm a bad Canadian. My French is so bad. Email Jalapeno with that super chat. Only 4 games of hockey. Jesse Blake. Hockey is not fair. Yeah, I wish this was a long series. But I don't know. Ostino says the broadcast was saying there might have been too many men. I saw that. All the chaos there at the bench. I don't think that's too many men. I think there's just a lot of chaos at the bench. And, you know, they got Stützle got reset, and then he just lost the puck on a nice play, and then Chatfield got it, and then it was fine. Like, I think that's one you don't call in that moment. Line changes happen that late with that much chaos. Okay. Let's chat about it. Because the Ottawa Senators are going to be the first team eliminated from the 2026 Stanley Cup Playoffs. If you're a Sens fan, just looking at the Sens and how they played down the stretch, I expected more. You should have expected more out of this team. 35 seconds left here. Empty net. Jordan Stahl's going to try and clear this puck. He does clear it. It's going to bank off the side of the boards, trickle towards the net, and go wide. We're going to have one more faceoff. At least one more faceoff. The Noble Mojo, thank you for the $2 super chat. Sens fans, this is how you're feeling today. Somebody asked for this. Where's the Sens fan? Oh, yeah, there was the chat. Where's the Sens fan who flipped off the camera? There you go. More super chats rolling in. Thank you for all these super chats. 25 seconds. I will get to them in a moment as we have to close out this hockey game first, though. We have to make the official score official. One more icing. There's another icing. 16 seconds left. Let that clock run a little. That is how Sens fans feel right now. JG Parsons says, just think how much money, how much more time they'll have for podcasting, though. Shots there on about Kachuk and Brady's, Matthew and Brady's podcasting side gigs. Hey, I'm the last person who can chirp somebody for being a podcaster. That's my full-time job. That's just his part-time job. 10 seconds left here. They flip it to center. The Hurricanes do. They're going to ice it one more time. It is not going to reach the red line. 2, 1. That's it. Let's make it a final. The Carolina Hurricanes are the first team to advance to the second round of the Stanley Cup Final. Congratulations, Hurricanes. And Hurricanes fans, you made this thing look easy. It's your 8th straight year advancing to at least the second round of the Stanley Cup Final. You didn't trail for a single second in this series. You dominated defensively. The penalty kill was some of the best penalty killing I've seen in my entire life. You've made Ottawa look like a junior B team when they're up 5-on-3 in the man advantage. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. Actually, some insight in how they did it. Great coaching. Rob Brindamore and his assistant coaching staff have done a great job during their entire tenure here in Carolina, where they've coached this thing down to the margins where they know what they are doing as a team. It is expert team defense. It is fantastic special teams. And when you need goals, you have the Stankoven, Blake, Paul line show up for you, and they take care of business. Stankoven, MVP for me this series, right next to Freddie Anderson. I'll give Stankoven the 1 star, and then Freddie the 2 star, Hall the 3 star. Who needs a big star in the Hurricanes when you get this type of play by committee? Everybody always says they need a big superstar in their team. They got enough guys who can take care of the scoring on this team because their defense does enough and they just need a couple goals. On the Ottawa Senators side, first of all, shout out this super chat from Bruce Arai that said, Toronto and Ottawa have something in common this season. 0 playoff wins this year. Thank you, everyone in this chat. We will talk about Ottawa in one moment. Austin said, here come the brooms. Drop those broom emojis in the chat if you would like to. Snoopy Kendall says, as a secondary Sens fan, Canucks fan first, how much did their injured decor impact this series? Canes just dominated possession despite losing draws. Great feed. See you next round, says Diane. Thank you, Diane. Diane's always helping out. I'm going to get back to your super chat in a moment, Snoopy Kendall, because that's something we need to talk about. Rusty Mitchell says, Hurricanes win series for the 8th straight year. Yes, they did. All right, Snoopy Kendall with the question about the Sens decor. Injuries happen. Injuries are the thing. But the Sens were particularly hurt in a specific area. Playing the Belleville defense down the stretch of the regular season was something they could overcome. When you come up in a series against the Carolina Hurricanes and you're playing them night in and night out, that's something that is going to hold you back. But defense wasn't the problem for them. It was offense. They never had a lead. They couldn't score enough goals. Do they have 2 5-on-5 goals in 4 games? Today's goal wasn't 5-on-5. I believe that's 2 even-strength goals in a series. Now, how much of that is your lack of defensemen to help with the breakout, to help turn defense into offense? Who knows? But Stützle, I don't think, had a good series. He did a lot of taking on 1-on-4 guys trying to do it all himself. Tkachuk couldn't bury a puck in an ocean if he's standing on the sand. Cousins had a couple, Cousins' shot looked good. Cousins was getting to good areas. Didn't mind Cousins' game. Giroux, when he had opportunities, was there. Shabbat from the back end, how much offense you expecting them to turn into from defense to offense? There just wasn't enough there offensively. That's where I'm putting the blame on them. And then it's the power play. They went 1 for 17. They had 3 5-on-3s, including the worst 5-on-3 in franchise history in game number 3, where they had a 90-second plus 5-on-3 to save their season, and they couldn't do it. That's where your series was lost. That's where your season was lost. No execution, no puck luck either. Puck luck was mentioned a couple times in the comments. I'll concede some of those bounces were ugly. They had open nets they couldn't hit. Things just weren't falling. But good teams generate their own luck. That's what they always say about these games, right? Good teams are able to generate their own luck in a lot of ways. Not able to do it. Stützle and Tkachuk. Shout out Chiefs Meefy that says Stützle and Tkachuk combined for 1 point in 4 games. Just not nearly enough from your top guys from the Senators. Facts. Denise says, sick today, but better late than never. Shout out Denise once again. Mr. C37 says, I thought it was 1 for 9. 1 for 9 today is what the Sens went. In this series, outside of the 1 today, no goals. No power play goals from games 1, 2, or 3. They had 1 today. That was the only one in the series. 1 for 17 as a whole. It's either 1 for 17 or 18. I forget. But, yeah, ugly. Ugly power play stuff. I have on here. Everybody's dropping ahos in the chat. 3 and 4 were both Aho. Yeah, shout out Aho for goals 3 and 4. Beautiful. This is from Ridic. Jesse going to cover Blue Jays games again. I am, and I have been. I streamed 2 parts of the Dodgers series. I streamed the home opener, and then I think I'm doing Red Sox on Tuesday. But that one is subject to change because there may be a big hockey game, and I'm not going to go up against an NHL game and just talk about the Jays the whole time because I know the majority of the fans on the channel are hockey fans. So subject to change, I'm going to be doing Jays Red Sox on Tuesday. But that's up in the air, like I said. Depends on what game is happening that night in the NHL. So we may blow out that stream. Minnesota is on the power play. They're trailing Dallas 1-0. They're on the power play here. 9:26 left in the first period. Boldy's got it. Boldy's looking to pass it. He does pass it. He gets it back. Gets it back again. Now he passes over to Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes takes a shot on goal. That's blocked there. And the Stars clear the puck. Robert Malloy, always doing a great job modding the chat. Robert Malloy always doing a great job modding the chat. Please thank Robert Malloy on your way out. Pittsburgh Philly comes up later tonight. I think that's an 8 o'clock puck drop for Pittsburgh Philly. I'm going to stream at least to the end of this Minnesota power play. I want to see if they score here on this power play. If I'm watching, I'm just going to watch with you. Sorry for making you work overtime, Robert. Jays won today 5-3. They were able to get out of that jam in the bottom of the ninth with the bases loaded. Louis Varlin able to get out of that jam. Please make sure you have all of your items before you leave the chat. Yeah, make sure you leave nothing behind when you exit the stream. Hit like on the stream. Appreciate you hitting like. I don't ask for it a lot throughout the streams, but now that we are towards the end of it, hit like. I'm going to hit this button. There you go. Hit subscribe. Hit like. What was I going to say? Oh, goaltending. Goaltending. I wanted to talk about Linus Ullmark because a lot of Sens fans had Linus Ullmark questions coming into this series and throughout the season. Hey, no more Linus Ullmark questions for now. He did it. He had a fantastic January onwards, got the Sens into the playoffs. Detroit had that spot locked up, and the Sens played fantastic hockey all the way down the stretch to get back into that playoff race, sneak into the playoffs, and then during this series, no, there wasn't a single goal. I'm like, Linus should have had that. Linus needs that one back. Like, fantastic series by Ullmark. And I think it's his highest playoff save percentage in a series in his career. You got to be happy, Sens fans, coming out of this. That is a positive. That's 100% a positive for you here. Ralphie says, I still want our goalie coach gone, though. What's wrong with the goalie coach? Is there a goalie coach controversy happening in Ottawa that I'm not aware of? I know there's some questions about it. Wasn't the goalie coach the guy Ullmark was sitting in the audience with when he was like up in the press box when it was the weird time for Ullmark and he was sitting up the press box during the game? They're like, oh, he's not sitting with the team. Wasn't he with the goalie coach? Michelle says, Ullmark is the best player of the Sens. This series, yeah. This series, certainly. Oh, we have program error on the TNT broadcast. They got the game back. Ullmark in this series, like, I'm not giving it to Kachuk. I'm not giving it to Stützle. I'm not giving it to Pinto. Like, Ullmark, best Sen in this series for sure. Does everybody else have Dallas, Minnesota on? 7:47 left in the first period. Ullmark doesn't score goals. He needs to score more goals. Maybe that's where the series is lost for the Sens. Ullmark didn't score enough. The Cuda were eliminated last night. Have you seen any games? I haven't seen any games for the Calder Cup. Sorry, I've been watching NHL action. I have the Cuda jersey over here. I'm sad my Cuda were eliminated. I know the Marlies lost today. I don't know what the final score was, but I think they're down in their series now. Wild here. Coming in over the red line. Ottinger is going to play it behind his net. This is going to be a tight one. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Stars. Shot. Save by Wallstead. Jason Robertson coming in on that 2-on-1. Elects not to pass as the pass was taken away. Shoots right on goal. And steady Wallstead makes that save on Robertson. Good stuff. I blame Toronto media. Oh, Marley's series is 1-1. Oh. Oh. I was not aware of that. Thank you, Robert. Isn't that a 3-game set or is it a 5-gamer? I know so little about the Calder Cup. 5-gamer? 7-gamer? Best of 3, I think, says Robert. Wallstead plays this one into the corner. Here's Kaprizov. He going to do anything with this? Brodin shot. Shot wide. Faber. Shot. Goal. Faber. That is Brock Faber shooting it from the blue line. Did it hit any bodies in front? I'm not sure, but it trickled in past Ottinger. He might want that one back. Probably screened on it. I need to see this replay. So it's Kaprizov doing a nice play, getting that puck in. Goes all the way around. Oh, yeah, that looked deflected. Heiskanen, oh, no. Bobby Brink screened. Doesn't even touch it. Heiskanen kicks it into his own net. Oh, wow. Faber doing the smart thing. Puck's on net. Puck's in deep. Puck's on net. Brock Faber getting credited with that goal that goes off of Heiskanen and into the back. Super chat. I'm still getting super chats. We got Nerf Snake. What is it? Nerfia Snake. Nerfia Snake says Marlies shut out game 1, then got shut out game 2. So Marlies trading shutouts in their series. Tied 1-1. I hope the Marlies do well. They got a stacked lineup. You know, Easton Cowan, Alex Nylander, Jacob Quillen, Bo Grew. They got a lot of good players down there. I hope they go on a deep run. Go wild for Hayden. Go wild for Hayden indeed. Okay. I'm gonna let Robert get back to his day. I'm gonna stop making him watch Wild and Stars. I'm gonna say goodbye to all of you. Thank you for being here. Please hit like on this stream before you exit. I'll play this. There you go. Oh, no, it didn't work. It didn't work. Subscribe button. Ah, there it is. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Tell all your friends, as Steve Dangle would say. The Carolina Hurricanes are advancing to the second round. They are the first team to advance to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Ottawa's going home. They lose 4 straight games. And that is all. See y'all next stream. Keep up with our schedule on sdpn.ca/schedule to find out when my next stream is. I may hop in and do a Game 7 if we get to a Game 7 in one of these series, or if we get to an elimination for one of these teams, now that I just have so much free time because the Carolina Hurricanes took care of business. That's it. Goodbye. Thank you, Robert. Say goodbye to Robert. We're calling this an afternoon.